will lack access to safe drinking water. A sorry state of affairs, as 2/3 of our planet is covered by water. We are helping develop solutions for salt water to satisfy the thirst of future generations. BASF. We create chemistry.
When DuPont Pioneer says we're with you from the word go, what's that mean? It means we pack a ton of people power into our high-performance hybrids.
We provide unmatched service and support.
Sure, Pioneer brand corn products feature high-performance trait packages, but it's our team of professionals that helps place the right products in your fields.
I know my customers' fields, and I know how to get the most out of every acre.
By understanding the local landscape, we're able to help you maximize yield potential. Pioneer, with you from the word go. When DuPont Pioneer says we're with you from the word go, it can mean cashing in on bigger profit opportunities with Pioneer brand Plenish high oleic soybeans.
Our Plenish soybeans can put more money in your pocket.
They offer a processor-paid premium on every bushel.
Growers like their bin-busting yield potential.
Pioneer genetics, research, and local yield trials help Plenish soybeans produce big yields. Talk to your Pioneer sales professional or go to pioneer.com/Plenish. Pioneer, with you from the word go.
Delaware 105.9.
13 past as we check in with AccuWeather.com meteorologist Heather Zare. And what about the Four Corners?
Showers and thunderstorms are still going to be common in that part of the country for today, and that could lead to additional problems with flash flooding. The heaviest precipitation will still be over northern parts of Arizona and into the southern and central parts of Utah, especially as we head through the afternoon. And with those downpours is going to come a continued risk of flash flooding. Showers are going to be fairly common still, in fact, from Utah and Arizona, especially westward through all of Nevada, through a good part of California, and then also all the way up through the Rockies into Idaho and western parts of Wyoming and on up into Montana, too. Any other showers and thunderstorms in the country for today are going to be less numerous, but there will be some showers and thunderstorms along the Gulf Coast, especially the central and western Gulf Coast. Any storms for the eastern Gulf Coast will mainly be this afternoon, and they're going to be progressing westward. We could see some shower and thunderstorm activity anytime along the east coast of Florida, but they will be spreading westward as the day goes on. In the Northeast, we have dry weather that's back in place and a lot of sunshine. And in general, anywhere in the eastern part of the country, especially east of the Mississippi River, is going to be looking at beautiful weather with low humidity and sunshine today. And that's the weather across America. Goodland, Kansas today, partly sunny. It's going to be a hot day, maybe a late-day thunderstorm with a high of 97. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania will have patchy morning fog, otherwise sunshine, high 80. That's the nation's weather. I'm AccuWeather.com meteorologist Heather Zare.
High temperature yesterday, 107 in Death Valley, California. The morning low, 26 in West Yellowstone, Montana. The California Forestry Department has put out the word to firefighters, it's too dangerous, so no more selfies. 15 past the hour, and a good Tuesday morning to you. I'm Jim Bohannon. Jim Roop reports the Valley wildfire has destroyed nearly 600 homes since the weekend, many in devastated Middletown, California.
Of the dozen wildfires burning from Los Angeles to the Oregon border, 3 are considered significant and 1 deadly.
We know folks were not heeding evacuation orders to leave.
CAL FIRE Director Ken Pimlott didn't say that is the reason for the 1 fatality in the so-called Valley Fire burning in 3 counties north of San Francisco, but people are not evacuating when they are told. It's become a real problem. It takes firefighters away from the fight.
Firefighters are always going to protect lives and property first, so it diverts our firefighters to helping get these individuals out. We literally had law enforcement officers and firefighters going house to house as the flaming front was coming through, pulling people out and getting them to safety.
This is damn serious stuff.
Governor Brown says no death is necessary in a fire.
Firefighters have to be careful, but so do people who live out in their cabins or their homes. They have to leave when they get the word.
Pimlott says the conditions are so extreme, strategizing to battle the blazes has become increasingly difficult. For example, the Rocky Fire a few months ago that chewed up nearly 70,000 acres before it was contained.
We have computer models that plug in the vegetation type, the weather conditions, humidity, temperature, and the terrain terrain, the steepness of the topography, and then we put a fire there and we see how it will burn under the various conditions as we change those parameters. Our fire predictive staff ran those models on the Rocky based on the actual conditions they had. They ran the models hundreds of times, could not come up and replicate the same rapid, extreme rate of spread that the fire actually had or showed.
Fires, he says, are anymore burning the same at night that they do during the day. Usually fires lay down at night because the moisture levels come up, but the drought has dried things out so badly. Moisture levels in the brush do not recover as they would usually do.
And I can tell you, whether you're a rookie firefighter with your first year or you're a seasoned veteran, everyone is saying the same thing. Have not seen fires spread and move in the way they're moving in this case.
States of emergency have been declared in 4 California counties. Jim Roop, Los Angeles.
And we turn to football and the NFL doubleheader last night for Monday night. Atlanta was up early, then squandered most of the lead, but not all of it. They beat the Philadelphia Eagles 26-24. And San Francisco looks like it wants to avenge last year's mediocre season. It downed the Minnesota Vikings by a score of 20-3. 18 minutes now past the hour, and coming up on America in the Morning, child seats, something you didn't know after these messages.
Hi, welcome to Staples.
Hey, Staples guy. My store just opened down the street.
And you need to get the word out.
Right.
Well, Staples is your one-stop shop for all printing and marketing needs.
So you can print grand opening flyers?
Yes.
Grand opening banners?
No problem.
Custom t-shirts?
Piece of cake.
You sell cake?
It's just a saying.
Oh, shame. I love cake.
Now at Staples, 500 business cards are just $9.99 every day. Copy and print more for less. At Staples, make more happen.
In-store and online and not combined. One site only on White Mat. No cash or credit back on prior purchases. Tax and shipping extra.
I wish I could fall asleep. Jennifer had a stressful day, and now her mind is spinning at bedtime. I have a big day tomorrow. It's time for new Unisom Sleep Minis. The tiny capsules are non-habit forming and work fast. They're the little help busy people need to get a good night's sleep and wake recharged. Good night. New Unisom Sleep Minis. A stressful day deserves a restful night. Use as directed. Active ingredient diphenhydramine hydrochloride.
And there's the team's mascot, a hawk named Gracie.
Marvelous creature.
She's flying down to the 50-yard line when she's turned and gone after her fan's popcorn.
Oh, gorgeous talons.
That fan does not want to let go. That is one persistent bird.
And angry, too.
There are thousands of ways into the complex healthcare system, including contact with birds. Wild.
That's got to hurt.
So majestic.
And United Healthcare has ways to make the system simpler, like an urgent care locator to find the closest clinic. Learn more at uhc.com.
Geico applauds your inner ride leader.
An enthusiastic engine rev goes out to the biker in you who leads the pack. Even if that pack is a party of one, you're still a leader to Geico. To prove it, Geico will insure your motorcycle with great rates and 24/7 customer service. And with Geico by your side, you're never cruising solo. Which means you've just been nominated as a real ride leader. Congrats! The smell of fine leather and trailblazing is in your future.
Geico Motorcycle. See how much you could save.
20 past the hour, and good morning to CNBC's Tom Busby.
Good morning, Jim. Until the Federal Reserve is out with its decision on interest rates on Thursday, look for Wall Street traders to remain a little bit on edge and for trading to be choppy. A few economic data points out today, though, should give the market some direction. The Commerce Department is out with its retail sales data for August, and sales are expected to rise, but a little more slowly than they did in July. We'll also get industrial production data for last month, which is expected to decline. All that could make the Fed's decision a little bit trickier. American Airlines opening a new operations center at its Texas headquarters, where it'll integrate U.S. Airways, which it acquired earlier this year. CEO Mark Zuckerberg hosting a Facebook town hall meeting at company headquarters this afternoon. And Apple CEO Tim Cook making his talk show debut on Stephen Colbert's Late Show tonight on CBS. The last time the Federal Reserve raised interest rates 9 years ago, the Apple iPhone didn't even exist.
We check markets overseas and find Tokyo stocks up 0.3%. The dollar down to 119.94 yen. And the euro pretty steady at $1.13.15 this morning. Tell us some more about consumer spending, Tom.
Well, this will be a closely watched report because last week's latest reading on consumer sentiment fell to a one-year low. Economists are keen on finding out if Americans spent more money in August and whether all those back-to-school and end-of-summer clearance sales drew more shoppers in the door. Now, unless it's a lot worse than the 0.3% increase that's forecast, it likely will not impact the Fed's upcoming decision on rates. And we already know that auto sales were very strong last month, but there are two things that could set sales back. One is a drop in gas prices over the past few weeks in much of the country, except in parts of the Midwest, and the long Labor Day weekend, a big time, especially for clothes shopping, fell in September this year, so no bump for the month of August.
Wake me when the economy is perfect, Tom. It is 22 past the hour now as Karen Kava has something for new parents.
When small children are belted into their car seats, it's often assumed they are as safe as possible. But 2014 saw more than 6 million car seats recalled in the U.S. for a safety defect. And the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration says fewer than half of those car seats actually received the repair they needed. That's a point that NHTSA and other child safety advocates are highlighting this week, which they've tagged as National Child Passenger Safety Week. They encourage parents to fill out the product registration card that comes with a new car seat. Without it, manufacturers may lack the information to get in touch with those parents when an item is recalled. In addition to those information cards, parents can also register a car seat online at the government website safercar.gov/parents. All that's needed is the model number and date of manufacture for a car seat. Also crucial to keeping small passengers safe, making sure seats are properly installed in the back seat. While this week will bring hundreds of clinics across the country with certified child passenger safety technicians, it's actually a service offered year-round. For locations, look to safekids.org. I'm Karen Kaifa.
Did you hear how hot it got in Keyport, New Jersey recently? It got so hot that when the air conditioning went out at an elementary school, officials decided to send the kids home, but they needed an official rationale, and they found it by declaring the Hot as Blazes school closed for a snow day. 24 past.
If I was president, if I was the president.
When America in the Morning continues, hail to the cool chief after these messages.
Red Sea, I tell them yes we can.
I wish I could fall asleep. Jennifer had a stressful day, and now her mind is spinning at bedtime.
I've been lying here forever.
It's time for new Unisom Sleep Minis. The tiny capsules are non-habit forming and work fast. They're the little help busy people need to get a good night's sleep and wake recharged.
Good night.
New Unisom Sleep Minis. A stressful day deserves a restful night. Use as directed. Active ingredient diphenhydramine hydrochloride.
For over 75 years, Geico's been about consistency, as in we've consistently helped people save money on their car insurance. And to prove it, we'll air one of our first radio commercials from over 75 years ago.
At Geico, we're all about consistency, as in we consistently help people save money on their car insurance. To prove it, you can call Geico. Call us today, call us tomorrow, call us 75 years from now.
That was way more consistent than I expected.
Geico, saving people money for over 75 years.
Choosing a bank is an important decision and one people don't like to make too often. It involves consideration of convenience, cost, and last but not least, trust. Community Bank Delaware wants to earn your trust. They're locally owned and managed, and all of their policy and banking decisions are made right here in Sussex County. Stop in and see for yourself the difference a community bank can make. Community Bank Delaware in Lewis and Rehoboth. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's back to school time for area students. Volunteers are needed at the Food Bank of Delaware's Milford branch to help prepare and pack meals for kids at risk of after-school and weekend hunger. Volunteering is a fun and easy way to give back to the community, and you can make a difference in the lives of Delaware children. To learn more or to sign up, please visit fbd.org/volunteer in Milford or call 302-393-2011. Is your family in need of free meals? Dial 211 for Delaware. 211, the state's Health and Human Services Hotline.
Delaware 105.9.
For president, I'm gonna make my stand. I'm gonna fire all the politicians and replace them with a band.
Michael Gilman is founder of GroomingLounge.com, and for the last 4 presidential campaigns, he's given candidates grooming tips.
The candidate with the more groomed eyebrows, the less bushy,
or out-of-control eyebrows has won the presidency in 8 of the last 9 elections.
And speaking of eyebrows, which are bushy, Jeb has them.
You know, they kind of look like large caterpillars. He's got some hairs flying out of there, so it would be to trim those up. And then we also notice, you know, usually when a guy has a bushy eyebrows, there's also where there's smoke, there's fire type of thing. So there's also maybe some nose hair and some flyaways going on the hair on top of his head.
For John Kasich,
you could definitely take some scissors, some eyebrow trimming scissors or something like that to his eyebrow to thin those things out a little and make them seem a little less caterpillar-like. I think that could definitely be an assistance to him.
And on to Chris Christie, who may come across as cross.
And we noticed that his eyebrows kind of curl down a little bit. They might need a little trimming up because they make him look a little bit angry, and you don't want to come off as angry. Certainly serious is a good thing, but angry, not so much. So we would recommend he do a little bit of trimming on his eyebrows.
Gilman sees Scott Walker as blending in too much.
He's got just kind of your standard politician, brush it over to the side, Bob's big boy type haircut. While he's a good-looking guy, it doesn't stand out. It's not going to make him memorable.
Turning to Ted Cruz.
It's definitely time for Ted to get a new, more modern haircut. We think that can help him with some of the younger voters as well.
Plus, Cruz has a certain glow about him.
So a lot of men suffer from oily skin, and it's hard to tell whether that is nerves or oil, but to the general viewer, they probably think he's nervous and sweating a little bit. So there's definitely a lot of products that a guy can use to reduce the facial shine and reduce the appearance that a guy is sweating. So we would definitely recommend that he use some of those types of things.
The good news, if there's another oil embargo, President Cruz's forehead could become a strategic petroleum reserve. More in our next report tomorrow at this time. There's your Offbeat on America in the Morning for Tuesday, September 15th. Former President William Howard Taft would have been 162 today, the last president, by the way, to have facial hair. Our producer is Tom Delac, senior producer Kevin Delaney. I'm Jim Bohannon, and this is Westwood One.
Where can you find the healthcare specialists with heart? You'll find them here at Atlantic General Hospital and our specialized health centers. Places like the Center for Joint Surgery, where we offer the latest surgical options for patients needing knee and hip replacements or repair of fractures to dramatically improve mobility and independence. Our physicians and medical staff coordinate your care every step of the way. They're the healthcare specialists with heart, and you'll find them only here at the centers of care that care. Atlantic General Hospital.
People you know.
One Jared Morris.
From right here.
Wow. Is it appropriate, in your opinion?
Delaware 105.9.
All right, Kelly Steele is here in the Delaware 105.9 News Center as we begin our broadcast day. Kelly, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Dan. Good morning, everybody. 2 people are dead. A third is injured. That's in a 2-vehicle crash in Laurel. Now, we don't know a lot yet about what happened. Here's what I do know. Delaware State Police tell me it happened about 8:25 last night on Route 24, just west of Justice Farm Road. Delaware State Police say they will release details of that crash later on this morning. Rail service has been restored after an Amtrak train struck and killed a person on the tracks outside Philadelphia. Amtrak says a Washington, D.C. bound Acela Express train was involved in the incident about 7:30 Monday morning in Prospect Park. Police have still not released the victim's name, and they have not yet provided any details on why the person was on the tracks yesterday morning. NASCAR driver Ryan Newman will be in Kent County today to visit with students and staff at Fred Pfeiffer Middle School in Camden. Newman's visit is part of NASCAR's Chase Across North America program. An all-day search for a gunman who shot and killed a professor at Mississippi's Delta State University has ended with the suspected gunman killing himself. We're talking about 45-year-old Shannon Lamb. You'll hear more about this throughout the morning on CBS News. CBS News covers the nation and the world next. Delaware 105.9 News Time, 5:31.
CBS News Update. Flash floods have killed 8 people in canyons that separate Utah and Arizona.
There's still active floodwaters and very dangerous, very treacherous. The banks are caving off. More significant flood than we've had for quite some time.
Kevin Barlow's an assistant fire chief in Hilldale, Utah.
One eyewitness says that he was in a vehicle further up, and it got clear up to his vehicle, several hundred feet away. And so he got in his vehicle, got out of the way, and when he got up, the vehicles were gone.
DJ Bowlerjack is with KUTV.
Flash flood came through, catching them off guard, sweeping them and the cars
down, hundreds of yards downstream.
The flooding began after heavy rain fell on towns of Hilldale, Utah, and Colorado City, Arizona.
So far, they have found 8 Hilldale residents dead. 5 are missing and 3 were able to survive.
The search resumes at daybreak with scattered rain and thunderstorms in today's forecast. CBS News Update, I'm Dave Barrett.
Join Abbott's Grill and Dover Rental Tents and Events on Friday, September 18th at the first ever Stomp Wine Dinner at Harvest Ridge Winery in Marydale, all to benefit the Oncology Department at Nemours AI DuPont Hospital for Children. You'll be served a top-notch dinner with wine. You can tour the vineyard plus live entertainment and a silent auction. The cost is $100 per person and includes appetizers, a 4-course dinner with wine, gratuity, and a VIP entrance ticket to the Harvest Ridge Stomp event on Saturday, September 19th from 1 until 4. First course will be a cucumber and radish salad with green goddess and watercress. Second course, scallop crudo with mint cucumber and lime. Third will be barbecue goat with blue cheese grits and street corn. And finish off the night with honey panna cotta with caramelized fig. All courses are paired with the perfect Harvest Ridge wine. Join Abbott's Grill and Dover Rental Tents and Events on Friday, September 18th at Harvest Ridge Winery starting at 6 p.m. It all benefits the Oncology Department at Nemours Alfred I. DuPont Hospital for Children. Call 491-6736 or visit abbotsgrill.com for more details.
Be sure to play the ultimate football pool at our website, Delaware105.9.com. Presented by Nicola Pizza on the Avenue, Upper Deck Sports Bar. Each week, our top scorer will win a $30 gift certificate courtesy of Nicola Pizza on the Avenue, Upper Deck Sports Bar, offering 2 stories of great dining with an excellent view of downtown Rehoboth. Enjoy great food and drink specials during all pro and college football games, and bet, watch, and win with the Delaware Sports Lottery now at Nicola Pizza on the Avenue, Upper Deck Sports Bar. And be sure to play the ultimate football pool every week at Delaware105.9.com.
Local, homegrown, not words you hear that often, but they still have a lot of value that says we're here to prove ourselves every day. And it's no different at Concord Pet's newest store at 1518 South Salisbury Boulevard in Salisbury. So visit and find out how Concord Pet still tries to earn your business with friendly customer service, including carrying those heavy bags to the car at 1518 South Salisbury Boulevard. Welcome to Concord Pets. September. The days are shorter, but the weather's still great. Enjoy every moment with your pets with the help of Concord Pet Food and Supplies. Look for these great specials. Science Diet dog food is only $39.99 in the 38.5-pound bag. And all varieties of Broth's Gourmet Cat Food by Fancy Feast in 1.4-ounce bags are 10 for $10. As September days shorten, enjoy every minute with your pets with the help of the place that loves all pets. Concord Pet. With 29 locations, there's bound to be a Concord Pet Food and Supplies near you.
Hi, I'm Christina Lassard with Lassard Builders. If you are looking for a new home, one of your biggest challenges is trying to force your family's current and future needs into a specific home plan. At Lassard Builders, our goal is to build a true custom home where you can make changes or add features to one of our plans, or we'll help you design your own. Whether downsizing or expanding, work hand in hand with my father and third-generation builder to build the home that suits your family's current and future needs. Stop by our model home in the East Villages of 5 Points or online at lassardbuilders.com.
Keeping it local is important to third-generation builder Brian Lassard and the Lassard Builders team. They are loyal to local contractors, businesses, and continually give back by volunteering and serving on nonprofit boards. They have a new blog called Live Delaware, dedicated to supporting locally owned and operated organizations. Join in by going to lassardbuilders.com and clicking on the Live Delaware tab. Live Delaware is just a reminder to keep it local in the nation's small wonder.
The Dan Gaffney Show begins its broadcast day from the opulent new studios of the Delmarva Broadcasting Company's Delaware 105.9 inside the Gaffney Broadcasting Complex. And now, join us as we stand for the playing of our national anthem.
That's a little goofy, especially when you're going into the national anthem.
Hey, it's great to be here. Is it okay to call a Delaware State Police officer that happens to be a woman? Is it okay if you refer to her as a lady trooper as opposed to just a trooper? Is it all right to say lady trooper? I think that's what you do, because that's our female news person over there, Kelly Steele. Maybe I'll ask her. She's our female news person.
Yeah, I don't take offense to that.
As opposed to our regular news people.
Right.
You're the female news person.
Yeah. People take offense to way too much nowadays.
My lady doctor.
Yeah.
You know?
There's nothing wrong with that.
All right. My lady...
Your lady car mechanic.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that woman...
Your lady plumber.
Lady plumber.
Your lady roofer.
Never seen a lady plumber. Don't think they exist. Really? It's a figment of your imagination. There are no lady plumbers.
There's lady plumbers.
There are none.
I think there are.
Please, Kelly, that's...
I just did, recently, did plumbing work at my house.
Yeah, but you're not a certified plumber.
It doesn't matter. I was a lady plumber for the day.
839-1059, 839-1059. I think it's fine as well. I'm actually shocked that you're going along with this, Kelly, that it's okay to say lady trooper.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
We went through this whole period where men were told, and society was told, you cannot single out a profession as being a woman because that makes them sound like somehow different or second class. You know what I'm saying? Like when women became doctors more and more, you would say that's the lady doctor, the woman doctor, the female doctor, and then eventually some of these women browbeat the men into submission so much that you had to just simply say doctor, not lady doctor. And if it was an attorney, you couldn't say it's the lady attorney. You just had to say lawyer. Stop singling me out as a woman. That's what these people said to men, and so we got browbeat into not saying it. But I now see that the Delaware State Police are very openly calling the females lady troopers. I am holding up a little magazine article that they're having a lady trooper softball tournament.
Nothing wrong with that. I just had a discussion recently with someone, a man, who said he is going to have a female surgeon do his operation.
There you go.
So, there you go.
That's very appropriate to point that out. It's okay. As far as I know, but I want to hear what you think at 839-1059. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Dan and Kelly. And Kelly, you lady announcer there. I enjoy you more.
No, she's our female news person. Female news person.
Kelly, you know I agree with you on this one, Kelly.
Call me whatever you want, Ivory. Just don't call me late for dinner or breakfast, okay?
There you go. Kelly, you know I haven't missed too many dinners. That's why I'm exercising so hard. But, Dan, I have no problem with using that term lady, whatever position they're doing well and capable of doing. But, Dan, I was looking at Undercover Boss about a month ago.
Yeah.
And there was a lady plumber, a young lady that had took the job as a professional plumber.
That's why she's on TV. It's so rare.
Yeah. It was Undercover Boss. It was just, there was different people on the job, and there were men that were doing the job, and she took the job on and doing a great job with it.
Well, good for her. Good for her.
With these terms, Dan, sometimes we're kind of oversensitive and overrated with our attitude anymore with a lot of things like this. Man.
Well, I think we're over this. This was, we went through this phase where it was taboo to point out a professional, someone in the professional world as being a woman. You weren't supposed to point that out.
Other than an outright embarrassing, disrespectful way of speaking to someone, some of this politically correct stuff, I kind of don't even pay it any mind. If I said that was an awesome lady that was working on my car, I could care less whether. It's just sometimes I think it's overrated. As long as it's not being just blatantly disrespectful.
Yeah, absolutely, it's overrated. Plus, it's okay. You're just singling out who it is that you're talking about. If you say lady troopers, obviously you're talking about only the troopers who are women. I get it. That's okay, right?
Absolutely. I was talking to a father at Citizens Bank Tuesday, and his daughter was one of the, matter of fact, she just made it as a detective not too long, and we were talking about her. So, I mean, she's just a lady that's getting her done. When they pull me over, buddy, I don't care, lady or whatever, man. I'm trying to be cool so I don't get a fine.
All right. Hang in there, dude.
Hey, see you, Kelly. You take it easy, buddy.
Bye. See, I should take offense. He called me buddy.
Listen,
but I won't.
What men have been told, and everyone, men and women, have been told for the longest time, is if you're talking about, we'll use trooper, Delaware State Trooper as an example. If you're talking about a Delaware State Trooper, you simply say Delaware State Trooper. Why do you have to make the distinction man-woman? Why do you have to make the distinction black-white? You know, when someone says, this black trooper pulled me over, you think, well, why did you have to say it was a black trooper? Why not just trooper, like everybody else? Or when you say, I got pulled over by a lady trooper, they used to tell us you had to say, no, don't say that. Just say trooper. You don't need to single out the fact that it happens to be a woman. And I actually have had women call, over the years, I've had women call and say things like, why do you say it's a female doctor? Why don't you just say doctor? Well, because I'm not talking about a doctor. I'm talking about a female doctor. Gynecologist. A female doctor. Get it? But listen.
There are no men gynecologists?
There are, but they're also female doctors. Get it?
Gotcha.
So they're working on
air quotes. I see your air quotes.
I see your air quotes. You see it on camera? We're on YouTube this morning.
Danny's little hands up there with the air quotes.
839-1059. Here's my question for you listeners. Early this morning, we want you to get on the telephone. When we're talking about the Delaware State Police or any police, is it okay, if it's a female, to refer to her as a lady trooper? Now, if it's a man, we don't say man trooper generally. We just say trooper. That's a trooper with the Delaware State Police. But if it's a woman, we say it's a lady trooper with the Delaware State Police. And I think a lot of women, or who knows who, a lot of men who have been feminized think that that's somehow a lesser class of trooper. When you have to put a distinction on it that it's a lady trooper, they seem to think that means you're not talking about a regular trooper. Here I am with the air quotes again. So I notice the Delaware State Police do refer to the women on the force as lady troopers. Is that politically correct and politically okay? Or not politically correct, in your opinion? What do you think? 839-1059. If you're a woman, do you have any problem with that clarifier when you're talking about a profession? Where we'll say lady trooper instead of just trooper, or lady doctor instead of just doctor, or the female lawyer instead of just lawyer. Do you have any problem with those distinctions? Let's talk about it. Good morning. Where are you calling from?
I am calling from Killens Pond Road.
Hey, Dave, I got a contractor topic coming up later that you and other contractors might want to hear, but what's on your mind about the lady troopers?
Well, start with, I don't call none of them troopers. I call them state police. if we're calling them troopers, they'd be stormtroopers.
Really? Why do you say that?
Hey, we don't need to copy after the Germans or any other foreign countries. We need to stick with the state police.
A trooper is sort of a military, isn't it a pseudo-military sort of organization? That's why they use the word trooper.
That's right. They're turning right into just like the government, your Army, your Air Force, and so forth. Mm-hmm. And they're copying after the foreign troops also, the troopers. Now, you start finding a lot of them wearing these high black boots also, stormtroopers.
They look great on lady troopers, the black boots.
I wouldn't call none of them trooper. I'd call them a lady police officer and let it go at that.
But you would put the qualifier in there, female or lady. That's okay with you?
Yes, I would say the lady trooper. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Yes.
All right. May I see your license and registration, please?
Yes, you may. I'm going to show it to you through the window on a piece of paper.
All right. Why aren't you going to roll the window down?
Well, because I don't know if you're going to bodily harm me or what. I don't know what you're going to do with me, so I'm going to leave the window up.
Well, thank you, Dave.
Yes, sir.
This is the Dan Gaffney program. It's a radio show that you're a vital part of. Your participation is key here. And good morning, Delaware 105.9. Hi.
Good morning, Dan. How are you?
Good. We're talking about lady troopers.
I don't agree with it.
Why not? What's wrong with that?
Well, I think the biggest problem we have is we all want to be treated as one. We all want to be not seen as in, I don't know how you want to say this, but we all want to be treated as one, treated as the same.
I don't.
As long as we keep...
Wait a minute, sir. Just a second. Can we just... Hold on? I don't want to be treated as one and just the same. That is the last thing I want.
Okay, we want to be treated equal.
Okay, that's
different. We don't want to be... I'm sorry, I phrased it wrong. We want to be treated equal, but it seems like we're always grouping ourselves.
But I actually don't even want to be treated equal. If I wanted to be treated equally, I'd be singing for REO Speedwagon this morning, but I can't sing. But I don't get equal treatment.
Doesn't the female trooper want to be treated the same as a male trooper?
I didn't say anything about treatment, did I?
Well, if we're going to wordsmith, then this is just my feeling is that we keep wanting to be one, or we want to be treated the same as everybody, or not being without prejudice or without preconceived notions, but we continue to group ourselves as female troopers or Jewish Americans or African Americans. Aren't we all just Americans? Aren't they all just troopers? Aren't they all just plumbers?
No. Yes, but there's also distinctions because, sir, I don't know, the last time I checked, there are absolute distinctions between men and women, and it's okay to recognize them.
So the ticket I get from a female trooper is different than a male trooper?
It's the same ticket, but you could refer to her. But in your world, you wouldn't want to refer to her as a female trooper, even though you just did.
Well, no, I'm asking you a point because of the question you've raised. Is the ticket different from a female trooper to a male trooper? If it isn't, then I've gotten a ticket from a trooper.
Oh, wait a minute. Kelly? What?
Yeah, the tickets that you get from the female troopers are pink.
Yeah, and they have better handwriting.
Then I will say I got a ticket from a female trooper if the ticket is different. But if it's not, I got it from a trooper.
There you go. A lady trooper.
Not in my book. She's a trooper.
All right, listen. Fair enough. Thanks for the call. He used it twice, even though he said I used the wrong phrase. He used it again, that we all want to be one. I don't think so. That's a weird thing to want to be all one, all the same. That's, kind of a weird thing. I think what you meant to say was equal, but then you repeated it, all one. Do we all want to be one? No. want to be one. I want to be unique. I want to be individual. I want to be, I want my maleness to be known. And I want femaleness to be known. What's the matter, Kelly?
You want your maleness to be known? Did you really just say that at 10:06 in the morning? You really just said that?
Yes. Good morning.
Oh.
Yes.
Hey, Dan, this is Keith from Bridgeville.
Yes, Keith, we're talking about Delaware State police officers that happen to be women. Is it okay to call them lady troopers?
Well, number one, I want to say, who makes the rules? Big deal. If you were addressing the police officer, you would address her with respect as a police officer. But if you were going home and telling your wife, hey, I just got pulled over and got a ticket from a lady trooper, you would say that. Just like I would probably say as a white male, I would say, hey, I talked to this black guy today, and this is what he did. Or there was this Hispanic who ran across the road, and I almost hit him. I mean,
it's part of the descriptive. It's part of the description of the story, right?
Absolutely. I just got finished with a college class on English literature, and there was a whole topic that I avoided like the plague, and it was called queer theory. And there was a guy in the class. Well, I thought it was a guy. Here it turned out to be a transgender female, portraying herself as a guy or something like that. But you can no longer say there's no such thing as gender. That the sex that you were born with is not what determines who you are. And I'm thinking to myself, what planet are these people from?
Right. It's insane.
And who are they to tell me how to think and how to talk and how I'm going to describe somebody? This may not be politically correct, but call her an open-bottom trooperette. I don't know. What's the big deal?
Well, you're talking about the move to remove gender pronouns, right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
He, she, whatever. They want to remove that. They don't want children referring to people as male and female.
So if we're all going to be equal, then we're all going to be nameless, faceless, genderless, robotic pieces of flesh who are sheeple and, bow down to the government and all this other political correctness. You're giving up rights, you're giving up your individuality, you're giving up your freedoms by having to comply with this ridiculousness.
Hey, Keith, a lot of people think they want that, though. They want that all one, all the same. They kind of confuse equal treatment of people with all one, all homogenized.
I think we are being told that we, and there's my air quotes, want this.
But you don't.
I don't. No.
You want to be honest about the distinctions between male and female and everything else, right?
Yeah, and you know that I'm in education, and plus I'm a lifetime learner, so I'm constantly, in college, and I'm taking classes beyond my master's degree, so I'm always writing. I'm always having to write reports and papers and research, and I'm always having to use this political correctness because it's required by the institution. Oh. But this is not how I speak and talk and describe things in my real life. I do it to get the A, and then I just, I switch gears and I go back to reality.
Right, because you got to play the game if you want to get the grade, I guess. I get it.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for calling, Keith. Okay, great conversation. We're off and running here on the program. It's 5:56. Here's some weather forecasts that you need for the area. Sussex and Kent County, Steve Williams.
Today, mostly sunny skies. It'll be a pleasant day with a high reaching 80. Clear tonight and a low of 61. For tomorrow, sunshine, high 82. And then clear skies again tomorrow evening, low 62. A partly sunny day on Thursday with a high of 81. Thursday night, clear skies and a low at 62. Friday looks good too, mostly sunny skies and a high at 80. I'm Steve Williams in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
At 20, I had big plans for my future. A husband, 2 kids, house with white picket fence, the American dream. I worked hard and those things happened. My husband and I raised our kids and diligently saved for retirement. What I didn't plan for was my husband being diagnosed with Alzheimer's. I heard the attorneys at Pacino, Wells, and Woodland speak on asset protection planning and immediately made an appointment. They listened to my circumstances and assured me it wasn't too late to plan. They helped me get care for my husband in our home without spending all of our savings first. I can't explain the relief that came along with knowing my husband would receive the care he needed and our financial future was safe.
I am Amber Woodland, one of the attorneys at Procino, Wells & Woodland. If you are caring for an ill spouse and have concerns about paying for the care they need, we can help. Let us help you plan today to protect your families tomorrow. For more information, visit our website at pwwlaw.com.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm a crack that's been forming in your water pipe for months. I'm so tiny, I feel like nobody even knows I'm here. And that upsets me. So I'm gonna grow bigger, stronger, until finally... Oh man, did that feel good! You can't escape me now, because while you're out of town, I'll be turning your home into my own personal above-ground pool. And if you got sold the wrong home insurance, you might get swamped by cleanup costs. So get Allstate and protect your home and everything in it from mayhem.
Like me. Let your insurance policy come with something extra. A real person. Don't buy insurance from a company with an 800 number and voicemail. Call me, Paul Sarnak, your Delmarva area Allstate agent at 302-248-8500. That's 302-248-8500.
Are you in good hands?
Local news first on Delaware 105.9.
Delaware 105.9 News Time, 5:59. Good Tuesday morning, everyone. I'm Kelly Steele from the Weather Center. Guess what? Another gorgeous day in store across Delmarva for us. Mostly sunny and pleasant today. A little warmer than yesterday, but not by much. A high of 80 degrees. A funeral for an 8-year-old Willards, Maryland girl who drowned in Ocean City over the Labor Day holiday weekend will be held today. Braille Ware's funeral, in fact, starts at noon at the Emmanuel Wesleyan Church down in Salisbury. Rehoboth Beach Police still investigating a series of tire-slashing incidents that happened over the weekend. Police say 6 victims in the 500 block of King Charles, the first block of Newcastle Street, and the second block of Hickman Street all reported their tires were cut between 11 o'clock Saturday night and 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon. The tires were cut, by the way, with what appeared to be a small blade, according to police. From the first town in the first state, this is WXDE Lewis. It's 6 o'clock. Good morning.
CBS News, I'm Frank Sedapani. Hungary vowed to stop the wave of humanity that's washed over its borders in recent weeks, and it has. CBS News correspondent Vicki Barker is live with the latest.
At midnight local time, it became a crime to cross the razor wire Hungary strung along its border with Serbia, and Hungarian police say they've already arrested 16 people claiming to be Syrians and Afghans attempting to enter illegally. But no new legal options are open to the migrants. The latest EU crisis meeting failed yet again to endorse a plan to distribute genuine refugees more equitably among member states. So Hungary has called out its military and declared a state of emergency in 2 border counties. Frank?
Turkish media reports say a boat taking migrants from Turkey to Greece sank today, killing 18 adults and 4 children. In Dallas, Latinos, angered by Donald Trump's strong stand against illegal immigrants, held a Dump Trump rally outside the American Airlines Arena. Inside, Trump said the United States had become a dumping ground for immigrants.
You see gangs. Many of these gang members are illegal immigrants. They're rough dudes. They will be out of here so frickin' fast.
The wall of water that washed through the canyons along Utah's border with Arizona, sweeping away 2 vehicles, has taken the lives of 8 children and adults. Rescue teams are searching for 5 other people. Reporter DJ Bowlerjack says flooding is a way of life in his part of the country.
Down here, it's not unusual for a lot of rain to gather up because of those thunderstorms, and they tend to just wash right down one path.
The wildfire raging north of San Francisco has burned more than 700 homes to the ground and forced an estimated 23,000 people to evacuate with little notice.
Hopefully our insurance takes care of us. We got 4 kids and nowhere to go and
no clothing or anything.
Middletown, California firefighter Don Lopez was more fortunate than some of his neighbors. The flames skipped past his home.
I'm trying to do the best and help my neighbors out, and that's my way of helping my community.
In Cleveland, Mississippi, Delta State University is mourning well-liked American history professor Ethan Schmidt. Schmidt was in his office yesterday when a fellow instructor opened fire, killing him. Junior Taylor Dill says news of the attack spread around campus in a flash.
We got word that he was moving buildings or moving around. Law enforcement officer came in our room and told us to turn the lights off and hide and just get in the back corner where no one could see us if they looked through the door.
Police say they have no idea why gunman Shannon Land killed his girlfriend and Schmidt before taking his own life as they closed in on him. The reward for information about a string of highway attacks on vehicles in Phoenix has been raised to $50,000. Frank Milstead is in charge of the investigation.
There is somebody that knows something. I don't need your name. I don't need your identity. I need you to call 480-WITNESS, and we will make sure that you get your money.
S&P futures are down 3.5 points ahead of the opening bell. This is CBS News.
The cloud. It may sound nebulous, vague, hazy, but the value of cloud computing for your workforce can be very real indeed. That's why thousands of organizations of all types and sizes are deploying in the Kronos Cloud, transforming the way they access workforce management solutions to reduce labor costs, improve workforce productivity, and minimize compliance risk. For a clear view of the Kronos Cloud, visit Kronos.com. Kronos, workforce innovation that works.
Imagine a store that lets you get the things you wanted, how you wanted. Don't want to use your credit? Don't. Don't have credit? Don't worry. Want to set up a payment plan around your paydates so you're never short on cash? It's up to you. Imagine payments that fit your budget, your schedule, your life. That's Rent-A-Center. Imagine that. No credit needed. Flexible payment plans scheduled around your needs. Imagine new possibilities at Rent-A-Center. Rental purchase transaction. See store for details.
Delaware 105.9 news time is 6:04. Good morning. 2 people are dead. A third is injured in a 2-vehicle crash in Laurel. Delaware State Police say the accident happened about 8:25 last night on Route 24, just west of Justice Farm Road, as 56-year-old Ronald Barty of Millsboro was eastbound on 24 in his Mazda CX-5, and 55-year-old Edward Spicer of Laurel was driving his Nissan Stanza westbound on Route 24. Police say for unknown reasons, the Mazda that is, crossed the center line directly into the path of the Nissan. The 2 vehicles collided head-on. Spicer and his passenger, 57-year-old Jerry Whiteman, also from Laurel, were pronounced dead at the scene. Police say neither man was wearing a seatbelt. Barty, who was buckled in, was initially taken to Nanticoke Memorial Hospital and then airlifted to Christiana Medical Center, where he was admitted in serious condition. Police are continuing to investigate that crash at this hour. NASCAR driver Ryan Newman will be in Kent County today to visit with students and staff at Fred Pfeiffer Middle School in Camden. Newman's visit is all part of NASCAR's Chase Across North America program. Newman is expected to answer questions during 2 pep rallies, which will be emceed today by Sirius XM radio host and Delaware native Mike Bagley. The goal of the Chase Across America program is to educate fans about the new NASCAR playoff format, the Chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. Governor Jack Markell headed to Germany today with a goal of improving relationships with companies and business organizations. Markell's office announcing that he'd head to Munich and some other Bavarian cities to strengthen ties with small and mid-sized companies and the groups that represent them. The trip follows the launch, by the way, of the Department of State's Global Delaware Initiative. It is aimed at paving the way for companies here to increase exports, promoting Delaware as a place for foreign companies to expand, and, of course, building on the state's leadership in corporate governance and as a preferred incorporation site as well. Delaware Parks and Recreation officials eyeing longer trail hours at a popular state park in Newcastle County. The Division of Parks and Recreation is seeking public input on a proposed pilot program to extend trail hours on selected trails at White Clay Creek State Park. The proposed changes, requested by an advisory council and a group called the Delaware Trail Spinners, would allow for additional trail use in the fall, winter, and spring seasons. In fact, an open house on that proposal will be held Wednesday night at the park. Delaware 105.9 News Time, 6:07. Here's Schofield on sports.
Cody Parkey missed a 44-yard field goal with just over 3 minutes left that would have given the Eagles a lead. Instead, they fall in the opening game of the season to Atlanta 26-24. Julio Jones caught 9 passes for 141 yards and 2 touchdowns to lead the Falcons. Jordan Matthews had 102 yards receiving for Philly. In the Monday night doubleheader nightcap, Carlos Hyde ran for 168 yards and 2 touchdowns as San Francisco cruised past Minnesota 20-3. Adrian Peterson rushed for just 31 yards on 10 carries for the Vikings. Jason Worth homered twice, including a grand slam, and Yunel Escobar drove in a run in the top of the 11th. The Nationals beat the Phillies 8-7. Ryan Howard hit his 23rd home run of the season, and Cody Asche drove in 3 runs in the loss. And Kevin Gossman tossed 6 shutout innings, and Adam Jones drove in both Oriole runs as Baltimore beat the Red Sox 2-0. That's Schofield on Sports on Delaware 105.9.
And from the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center, going to be mostly sunny and pleasant today. A high of 80. Clear tonight, an overnight low of 61. Wednesday, that's tomorrow. Sunshine again, a high of 82. On Thursday, partly sunny and a high of 81 degrees. In fact, rounding out the week on Friday with mostly sunny skies, a high of 80 degrees. It's 55 if you're just waking up or getting ready to head out to work and school this morning. 55 in Felton and 50 degrees on the Circle in Georgetown. I'm Kelly Steele in the Delaware 105.9 newsroom. More of the Dan Gaffney Show coming up on Delaware 105.9.
Is it okay to refer to a female Delaware State police officer as a lady trooper? Not just trooper, like the other DSP members, but lady trooper. They do it themselves. They have a lady trooper charity softball tournament coming up this weekend, and that's how they refer to themselves, lady troopers. And, I can't keep up. I'll be honest with you. I can't keep up with what's right, what's wrong with the language police and what people are going to take offense at. And, there was a time, we went through this time when women started to become doctors more. And people started referring to them as female doctors, women doctor. And we got our hands smacked as men back in the day from women who said, look, stop with the qualifier. I'm a doctor like any other doctor. Just call me doctor. Don't call me woman doctor, female doctor. No need to make that distinction. I'm a doctor like anybody else. And we went through that. Where are we today with these sorts of qualifiers? Well, I went to see this female attorney, and she, is that okay? You're talking about things that were traditionally male-dominated professions. Women are involved in those professions. That's great. What about making the distinction, though, when you're referring to them? Is it okay to say lady trooper, woman doctor, female soldier? How about that one? In the Army, right? There's a female soldier. Why not just soldier? Does it matter to you anymore? Does it really matter? It doesn't matter to me. There are distinctions. I think it's okay to make the distinction. I mean no offense by it. I think it's fine to say lady trooper, female doctor. But I'd like to know what you think as a woman. We do this with men, too, It's done with men. When you look at things that were, I guess, traditionally female, nursing, for example. We still refer to male nurses all the time. Same thing. Why not just nurse? Well, it's a male nurse. It's different. It's somehow different. We need to tell you that it's a guy that's the nurse. You don't confuse him with the doctor. All right? So what do you think about this? I'd love to hear some women comment. We've had a lot of calls about this in the first half hour of the program. Is it okay? The basic question to get the ball rolling is, what do you think of referring to a Delaware State police officer that happens to be a woman is a lady trooper. 839. Is that okay? 839-1059. I guess you have to say it's okay. They do it. 839-1059. I'd love to hear from you this morning. Yeah, they do. What other professions do we do it with men? I sometimes hear people say male teacher. All the teachers used to be women, right? The old days. Little House on the Prairie time was all women, But then you've had a guy who was a teacher, who was a man teacher. You'd have to make that distinction. We do it in the within the church. Female pastor. It's a distinction you have to make. Let's see, male nurse. What else, Colin? Waiter. Sometimes you hear that with the male waiter or server. Can't even say waiter anymore. They're servers, so you can't distinguish man woman. We've tried to make the language. We've gone for equality, which is great, but we've tried to make the language equal too. So what is your thought on it? Lady Trooper, 839-1059. Lady Trooper is just that's just a question to get you into the topic of making distinctions between man and women in the workplace. Here's Charlie in Milton. You're on Delaware 105.9. Charlie, glad you called. You're a great part of the show. What's on your mind?
I got a good one for you. What about your firefighters and your paramedics? They don't differentiate between whether, they're male or female. Because if you listen to most of the firefighters, they talk about a brotherhood. They don't differentiate between a female, a female and a male.
So how do you have a brotherhood if there are women there?
Yeah.
You can't have a brotherhood.
Yes, but most fire companies have, females, and there are paid female firefighters.
Yeah, no problem with it, but you refer to them as being in the brotherhood?
Right.
Even the women?
Right, that's how they, refer to them all as a brotherhood.
Right, and they probably don't care. I don't know if the women... Do the women care? I'm not a woman, I don't know. Do the women care that they're in a brotherhood, even though they're...
I don't know, but, it's just, what you were talking about. Calling them lady trooper, it's okay with me. Mm-hmm. I don't see anything wrong with it.
I gotcha. Thank you so much. Let's see what David in Millsboro thinks. Good morning, David. Is it okay to call a police officer a lady trooper?
I don't see any problem with it, Dan. Good morning, by the way.
Good morning. Good morning.
And I don't see any problem with the distinction. If you've ever been a fat person, and you tell somebody, well, I'm looking for so and so, I'm looking for a friend or something like that, and then they say, is it a heavy set guy? That's the first thing they do is a physical qualifier. Everybody does it. So if you're talking about someone specifically, like you might say, I was pulled over by Officer Bobby, and someone would say Officer Bobby, and you say, yeah, the female Officer Bobby, not Robert.
Right.
You see the distinction?
Right.
Everybody does it. And it's funny because my wife works for the Postal Service, and I do too now. But she had a female postmaster, and I one day I said
female postmaster, right? There you go.
Well, no, it gets better. I said, how is your postmistress today? Because grammatically that's correct. You wouldn't call a woman a master; you call her a mistress. And she said, oh no, it's postmaster. No matter the gender, it's postmaster. And I was like, are you kidding me? I mean, so it's political correctness again, not to the point of not calling anyone by any gender at all. Like, that's totally ridiculous. Like, what was it? University of North Carolina or somewhere like that. they outlawed the
gender pronouns.
and they call everybody ZE.
Oh boy, it's ridiculous. Listen, we've gone through this phase where we got really uptight. People got really uptight about these distinctions, and I think I think we're coming out of that nonsense. I think we're coming into a more realistic world where people aren't going to be hung up. This is kind of my feeling. This is where society is going. I think it's fairly positive. I get a vibe, at least in Delaware, that people getting hung up on these qualifiers, male, female, lady trooper, lady doctor, postmisters, I think we're getting past it. I think we're getting over it.
I sure hope so. And it's like, well, it's even like if a black trooper pulled you over and you had two Freds working in the trooper's office, one white and one black, and you said, Officer Fred pulled me over, and there's well, was it the white guy or the black guy? Well, it was the black guy. That doesn't mean you're a racist. It's a description. It's just like if it was tall Fred or short Fred, you would say tall Fred. So now are you prejudiced against short people?
Right.
Yeah, I hope we are getting away from it. I hope we are coming to a place where common sense and just not being offended by the direction in which the wind is blowing just goes away, and that we all just stop being so uptight. You know.
Look, it's all great. I'll tell you one thing. I've only heard from men, though, on the phone. I haven't heard any women talk about lady doctors, lady lawyers, female troopers, lady troopers. I haven't heard any women respond to the topic. I would like to hear some.
Maybe they're cooking breakfast.
Making sandwiches for their husbands, right?
Yeah. That was just a good play.
All right. See you later, David. You made me laugh with the maybe they're cooking breakfast. Kelly, these callers, I'm telling you, they're funny people.
Yeah, funny, haha.
That was funny.
That was funny. I laughed. It was funny.
Oh, boy. All right. 839-1059. That's how you get on the air. All right, here's our male traffic reporter guy, Robin Bryson.
Dan, looks like we're doing pretty well as we get going this morning. You'll find dry roadways and certainly light activity all the way around. Major routes look to be in real good shape this morning through both Kent and Sussex counties. Keep in mind, construction to watch for in Milford, northbound Route 113, right near Route 14. The left lane is closed until October 5th. So point of caution in that area. And just north of there, the Route 113 overpass to Route 1 northbound is closed also until October 5th. So just use some caution as you travel through that stretch. Watch for the detours in effect in the area there. I'm Robin Bryson with Traffic Watch on Delaware 105.9.
Now listen.
We figure talk radio means you get to talk too.
Yeah, me too.
With people you know from right here.
I want to hear your thoughts.
Delaware 105.9.
All right, here we go with the weather forecast. Meteorologist Steve Williams is here. This is the most accurate weather for all of southern Delaware, Sussex, and Kent counties.
Today, mostly sunny skies. It'll be a pleasant day with a high reaching 80. Clear tonight and a low of 61. For tomorrow, sunshine, high 82. And then clear skies again tomorrow evening, low 62. A partly sunny day on Thursday with a high of 81. Thursday night, clear skies and a low at 62. Friday looks good too, mostly sunny skies and a high at 80. I'm Steve Williams in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
Are you as concerned about maintaining a healthy lifestyle as I am? Hi, Susan Monday here, and I want to invite you out to the 5th annual DelMed Women's Health Fair in partnership with the Delaware Breast Cancer Coalition. It's Saturday, September 19th from 9:30 until 2 at the Epworth United Methodist Church on Holland Glade Road in Rehoboth. Come on out for all kinds of free screenings, including bone density, eye exams, blood pressure checks, and cholesterol checks. And also, the flu clinic will be there offering free flu shots just in time for the flu season right around the corner. And if you've got a burning health question that's been on your mind, check out the Ask the Doctor Corner with your opportunity to ask the doctor questions in person. Plenty of retail and craft vendors, too, with raffles every 15 minutes and a grand prize of a 39-inch flat-screen TV. And don't forget, men are also welcome. That's the Del Med Women's Health Fair, Saturday, September 19th, with me, Susan Monday, broadcasting live at the Epworth United Methodist Church in Rehoboth.
Every day you rise early, sip your coffee, pull on your boots, and go to work. And the team at DuPont Pioneer is with you. When you're choosing which product to plant on which part of which field, we're with you. When you're plotting out your planting schedule as winter turns to spring, we're there too. And when you climb into the combine to harvest another bumper crop, there's no question where we are. Pioneer, with you from the word go. When DuPont Pioneer says we're with you from the word go, what's that mean?
We have a deep bench of people helping you get the most from your soybean acres year after year.
Your local DuPont Pioneer team is dedicated to knowing your land and knowing your needs throughout the season.
It means we bring world-class soybean varieties developed and proven in your area.
Pioneer brand soybean varieties are developed and tested locally to deliver the agronomics you need to maximize yield and profitability. Pioneer, with you from the word go.
Okay, we are streaming on YouTube. 3-camera setup, catchitlive.com. Thank you, Colin. YouTube link is on my Facebook page. Click like on the Facebook page, too. If you listen here occasionally, I want to make sure you get your social media updates from the show. So it's facebook.com/Dan Gaffney Show. And there's a link straight to YouTube. Yes, YouTube does have live events, and we have one right now. So if you want to see what goes on in the studio, right here, we are on the air everywhere, and your participation is key. A lot of great calls. We're talking about referring to a Delaware State police officer as a lady trooper. Is that okay in today's world, or is that not politically correct because the police do it? They refer to them as lady troopers in some contexts. I was always told as a guy, don't do that. I went through this era. We lived through this era where, you get your hand smacked. How dare you, man, refer to us as lady troopers or female doctors. We're doctors. We're troopers. No need to make this distinction. Are we over that? Here's Vicky in Milton. I was looking for a lady caller. I think I have one. Vicky, good morning.
You do, Dan. Now, stop and think about what the police demand of us. If you are stopped by a female officer, are you going to say, yes, sir, no, sir? Because if you do, she's going to take you in for being a smartass.
She is?
Most of the time, they think you're being smart because you're calling them sir instead of ma'am.
Right.
I mean, they demand that you call them ma'am, not sir.
They do?
Yes, I've had them say, do I look like a sir?
Well, you're dressed like one.
They're kind of demanding this themselves.
I mean, you're dressed like a man. I mean, traditionally.
Yeah.
I mean, unless she's wearing the Delaware State Police trooper skirt that has been issued.
They'd have a problem chasing people with a skirt on.
Wouldn't that be great? Chasing skirts.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say? Look, Kelly.
If you are pulled over by a female trooper, you're not going to, if they ask you for something, you're going to say, yes, ma'am.
Certainly.
Not yes, sir.
Certainly, I would say yes, ma'am, of
Danny,
course.
you need to stop it.
Wouldn't it be great if the Delaware State Police or all police, if they were women, they would have like meter-maid looking skirts?
No. Only if the men wear kilts.
Now you're just stupid.
Well, the bagpipers do.
All right. Change the uniform. I would think that women would like that. The skirt, like about a knee length.
See, if I was a trooper, I'd have to
gray
wear,
with the yellow stripe right down it.
I'd
on a
have to
skirt.
wear shorts if I was a trooper. I couldn't wear those long pants. I'd have to wear shorts.
That's not in the uniform.
Well, I'd have to wear them anyway.
All right. So anyway, back to reality for just a minute. Okay, enough goofing around, enough kidding. Lady trooper, you're okay with it, Vicky?
Yes.
Lady doctor.
Yep.
I'm going to go see that female attorney. No problem with it.
Nope.
All right. Vicky, thanks for the call. 839-1059. 839-1059. Feminists have told a lot of men and fellow women what to say and how to refer to people. I don't think saying lady trooper fits with the feminist language. Kelly, am I right about that? I mean, I think we would say that typically the feminist language would say no distinction. You just say trooper. You just say doctor.
Right.
But that's not reality, right?
It's not reality, and I think I said it at the onset of this discussion an hour ago. I think people get too caught up in, titles or, making a distinction between men and women or black and white. I think we take it wrong.
Thank you, Kelly. 839-1059. I'll tell you what, I recommend to you Halpern Eye. Back to school time. They have a complete pair of glasses for your child. $69. That's single vision, polycarbonate, scratch-resistant coating. Beautiful. 2 pair for $89. You get a pair for $69. Another $20. You get 2 pair, $89. Now, if your child wants one of the designer packages, you're going to get free lenses when you buy the designer frames. So this is all at Halpern Eye, one of their great locations, not just for children. Of course, they'll see you and give you an eye exam. Valid prescriptions from outside are accepted as well for some of their great specials that are going on all the time. Halpern Eye, halperneye.com. Halpern. They're in Seaford, Ocean View. You'll also see them in Georgetown, the new location there. They're in Milford and Dover and Smyrna and upstate as well. Halperneye.com.
I finally moved to the beach and want to retire, but worry about how to manage my investments so that I can be confident in retirement. My financial advisor is now far away and seems to have forgotten about me.
If you're not getting the service and attention you deserve from your financial advisor, then you should come in and talk to us at the Locken Investment Group in Lewis. I'm John Locken, Managing Principal. We're an independent, research-oriented financial practice. Our focus is on helping our clients prepare for and enjoy their retirement. Most of all, we believe in communicating with our clients often. With us, you will not be left wondering where you stand.
Call us today for a complimentary portfolio review. 302-645-6650. Locken Investment Group. Independent, research-oriented, proactive, local, and accessible. 302-645-6650.
Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN. Member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer and a separate non-bank affiliate of Wells Fargo & Company. Locken Investment Group, LLC is a separate entity from WFAFN. Investment and insurance products not FDIC insured, no bank guarantee, may lose value.
Extraordinary in every detail. Experience the classic craft difference with a premium entryway that's truly unique and uncompromising in every detail from Therma-Tru doors and Wyoming millwork in Camden and Milton. Discover an inspired blend of precision engineering and architectural character that produce a fiberglass entryway that performs as exceptionally as it looks. It's the choice builders prefer because everything about a Therma-Tru classic craft premium entryway looks, feels, and sounds like an authentic solid wood door. Plus, durable, energy-efficient, low-maintenance features make it a smart long-term investment. Join the millions of satisfied homeowners and building professionals who have already realized the confidence and peace of mind that comes with a Classic Craft Premium Entryway. Classic Craft Premium Entryways from Therma-Tru Doors and Wyoming Millwork. Let them bring your dream entryway to life. Visit Wyoming Millwork at their location in Camden or Milton, or check them out online at wyomingmillwork.com.
Local news with Kelly Steele. Coming up in just a moment here on Delaware 105.9. We're also looking at your weather forecast. We have the latest from CBS News as well. First of all, sunny and beautiful throughout southern Delaware today. High 80. Tonight clear. Overnight low 61. Tomorrow sunny. High 82. Beautiful this morning. Another great-looking morning. Delaware 105.9. It's time for the very latest from CBS News. And then Kelly Steele with a local update. It is 6:31.
CBS News update. A razor wire fence has been put up on the border separating Serbia with Hungary. Migrants can no longer enter Hungary.
Now, the way it stands, if anybody crosses the border illegally from Serbia into Hungary, they
face a possible prison sentence of 5 years.
That's correspondent Charlie D'Agata in Ruska, Hungary.
Hundreds, if not thousands, of migrants now massing on the Serbian side of the border. They're not being given any direction. This border crossing that tens of thousands of migrants have crossed before midnight last night is now sealed shut.
The European Union's Federica Mogherini has criticized Hungary.
There is no way in which such a desperation of people ready to face the risk of dying together with the children, no illusion that this can be stopped with a fence.
Off the Turkish coast, a boat carrying more than 230 migrants capsized in the Aegean Sea, heading to a Greek island. 22 people drowned. More than 200 others were rescued. CBS News Update, I'm Dave Barrett.
Delaware 105.9 News Time, 6:32. Good morning, everybody. A two-vehicle crash in Laurel leaves 2 Laurel men dead and another man from Millsboro injured. Delaware State Police say the crash happened about 8:25 last night on Route 24, just west of Justice Farm Road, as 56-year-old Ronald Barty of Millsboro was eastbound on 24 in his Mazda CX-5. And 55-year-old Edward Spicer of Laurel was driving his Nissan Stanza westbound on Route 24. The two vehicles collided head-on. Governor Jack Markell leading a trade mission to Germany today in hopes of drumming up some business for Delaware. Governor Markell plans to meet business and government leaders, I'm told, in Munich and Berlin on the trip, which is his first trade mission since a visit to Israel 2 years ago. Delaware 105.9 News Time, 6:33.
Southern States of Milford has been serving Lower Delaware for over 60 years, keeping your lawns and gardens green and beautiful year-round. Southern States of Milford is your source for Echo, Steel and Exmark power equipment. Southern States of Milford is the place for agricultural feed, pet, outdoor and fuel needs. Need mulch, fertilizer and landscaping supplies? Your local experts at Southern States of Milford have you covered. Call 422-8066. Southern States of Milford on Williamsville Road. Farmer owned since 1923.
Living a good life means being healthy. But what does it mean to be healthy and stay healthy? It means getting the right kind of care. It means having the right health specialists who can treat you right here. It's having the right partners for services like rehabilitation, mental health, or long-term care if needed. It means having the right hospital to coordinate the delivery of health care to our community. Right care, right place, right people, right hospital. That hospital is Atlantic General. We'll put you on the right path to good health and keep you there.
Welcome back to Delaware Housing Matters, where we try to answer all your housing questions. I have another caller on the line. Hi, what's your housing question today?
Hi, thanks for taking my call. My husband and I are looking to buy a house, and we've heard now is a good time to buy. A friend of mine told me that there is a new tax credit available for first-time buyers. Is that true? I thought that expired a while ago.
It absolutely is true. Delaware State Housing Authority recently announced the Delaware First-Time Homebuyer Tax Credit, which can help you receive up to $2,000 a year federal tax credits.
Oh, wow. That could really help us out.
Definitely. To learn more, check out the Delaware State Housing Authority website, destatehousing.com, or give them a call toll-free, 888-363-8808.
Thanks so much. That's great to know.
No problem, and good luck on getting your new home. Let's go to our next caller.
Brought to you by Delaware State Housing Authority. Delaware's key to housing in the first state since 1968.
Take Delaware 105.9 with you everywhere by streaming us on your smartphone or tablet. Download the Delaware 105.9 Listen Live app in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store today. Live streaming brought to you in part by Weller's Utility Trailers in Bridgeville, where they sell utility trailers new and used, as well as sheds, carports, gazebos, dog kennels, and swing sets. Give them a call at 302-337-8228 or on the web at wellers.com. On air, on demand, and on your device. Delaware 105.9.
Join Abbott's Grill and Dover Rental Tents and Events on Friday, September 18th at the first ever Stomp Wine Dinner at Harvest Ridge Winery in Marydale, all to benefit the Oncology Department at Nemours AI DuPont Hospital for Children. You'll be served a top-notch dinner with wine. You can tour the vineyard, plus live entertainment and a silent auction. The cost is $100 per person and includes appetizers, a 4-course dinner with wine, gratuity, and a VIP entrance ticket to the Harvest Ridge Stomp event on Saturday, September 19th from 1 until 4. First course will be a cucumber and radish salad with green goddess and watercress. Second course, scallop crudo with mint cucumber and lime. Third will be barbecue goat with blue cheese grits and street corn. And finish off the night with honey panna cotta with caramelized fig. All courses are paired with the perfect Harvest Ridge wine. Join Abbott's Grill and Dover Rental tents and events on Friday, September 18th at Harvest Ridge Winery starting at 6 p.m. It all benefits the oncology department at Nemours Alfred I. DuPont Hospital for Children. Call 491-6736 or visit abbottsgrill.com for more details.
Delaware 105.9.
All right, good morning at Delaware 105.9. It is 6:36. All right. Is it okay to refer to a female Delaware State Police officer as a lady trooper? Not just trooper, like you say about the guys. You know, a Delaware State trooper, Delaware State lady trooper. You make that distinction. Is that okay? In today's modern world, 839-1059, 839-1059. And we're asking about that. If there was a chiropractor, doctor of chiropractic, it happened to be a woman, is it okay to say that the female chiropractor?
Actually, Dan.
Yes, Don. Hi.
Hey, here's the interesting thing about that one. You would probably not use the term female chiropractor. You'd probably just say chiropractor. However, if we were in Germany, you would have Mrs. Doctor and Mrs. Doctor. Frau Doktor und Herr Doktor.
Really? That's how they do it?
Yes. Not only would you have the doctor title, but you'd have the Mr. title in front of it.
Like Mr. Doctor or Mrs. Doctor.
Right.
Or Mrs. Yeah.
And then, of course, my wife would also be a Mrs. Dr. Hattier because she would inherit my title as well.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. And I was thinking, like with police, okay, Polizei is the German word for police, and Polizist is a policeman, but a Polizistin is a female police officer. And I'm pretty sure that they would make the distinction.
So we don't do that here. Like, my wife, if she wants to be Mrs. Dan Gaffney, she can be.
Yeah.
But if I was a doctor, could she be Mrs. Dr. Dan Gaffney?
She would be Mrs. Dr. Gaffney.
Yeah, Mrs. Dr. Gaffney.
Right. Because I think they're more hung up on titles and stratification of society than we are.
Oh, that's interesting. I like that. Anyway, that's fun to hear about, and I like talking to you about all sorts of things, but today you're here for your commercial segment about chiropractic care. Dr. Donald Hattier, Beachview Chiropractic.
Yupper-duppers. Anyway, another school year has started. Hopefully all of you parents and adults are keeping an eye on the book bags for the kids. Remember, no more than 10 to 15% of their body weight in the book bag.
Wait a minute. They ought to weigh these. Are the book bags overloaded?
Yes.
They are?
All the time. I've seen 100-pound kids carrying 30-pound packs.
Too heavy.
Way too heavy.
What do you suggest if their book bag is heavier than the 10% of their body weight?
Well, the first thing you have to do is not take every book home if you don't need to. Sort things out. We actually had a kid that was carrying 5 pounds of candy every day just to make sure they didn't run out.
That's a good point, yeah.
It was chocolate. I mean, there are things in there that you can take out. After that, if it's still that heavy, you need to go in and talk to the teachers and figure out what can be avoided because we are creating problems for our kids.
Hey, if kids are if you're listening in your house today, I would love you to weigh your book bag and let me know how much it weighs.
Yeah, but weigh your child at the same time. In other words, me being a 200-pounder, and even in high school I was like 170, 180. Okay, I was never skinny. My book bag could be anywhere from 18 to, call it 27, 30 pounds, give or take a little bit. And that actually covers most books that the kids have, so I'm in the right build for it. My wife, who's substantially smaller, Becky, your wife is too, that would be absolutely wrong. Okay? And I think people need to pay more attention to that. You couple that with the way kids are doing all the electronics nowadays, you get that really nice vulture neck that everybody has because you're sitting there looking down at this thing and your arms are together with your thumbs on the keyboard. We do this way, way too much, and you eventually start to set into positions like that. You know, I think when you and I were kids, Dan, we were blessed because, you know, we had real books. And we could put things down, and we played and went outside. These kids even play games with one another on their phones. So.
Yeah, I don't even understand. Look, 12 years of public school, I never had a book bag, and I didn't know anybody who carried one.
We had satchels.
Yeah.
We had the old-fashioned ones, you know, with straps on it. It looked like a man's business briefcase more than anything else.
Right.
And they were great. You know, that's what we did. Either that or just a stack of books, but I think things are different now. So,
strange.
I really want parents to pay attention to that. If that's the message that, you know, we can get through to people today, and then don't let them carry the book bag on one shoulder. You want to create a spinal problem? It's like ladies' purses. Look at a lady sometimes with a big purse. That whatever side they're carrying it on, man, that shoulder's up touching their ears to keep it from falling off.
All right, so look, these things are important for spinal health. A tip from Dr. Donald Hattie, your Beachview Chiropractic. If you've injured yourself or you want just, you know, good overall optimal usage of your body, you should see a chiropractor.
Absolutely. I don't know why people change the oil in their cars. They visit their dentist, they get their colons checked. You know, they get everything else done, but they feel that their spines, nothing ever happens to it. I don't understand that.
All right. Well, you're trying to make them understand. So Beachview Chiropractic, Route 26 in Millville, 539-7063, 539-7063. Do you still have that info about book bags, weight?
We do. It's still sitting there. Anybody calls the office, we'll be happy to mail one out to them.
All right. Thanks, Don.
Okay. Have a great day, Dan.
You too. So, again, this is news you can use. He says no more than 10 to 15% of your child's body weight in a book bag. You got a 65-pound kid, no more than, 6.5 pounds is 10%. Maybe a little more. You could go a little more. He said 10 to 15%. But, you know, kid weighs 100 pounds. You got a 15-pound book bag. No more than that. Okay. 839-1059.
Hey, neighbor, it's me. That guy 2 desks away that never takes a sick day. Seriously, you can always count on me to show up, even if I feel terrible. Which reminds me, I have the flu, and if you're one of the 63% of people that didn't get their flu shot, you can get it from me. You really should get a flu shot at Rite Aid, where you'll also get a free cold and flu protection plan to protect you from people like me. Another reason Rite Aid says with us, it's personal.
Flu vaccines available while supplies last. Age restrictions apply in some states. See pharmacist for detail.
Right now at the Home Depot, save 20% when you buy 1 or more pallets of in-stock GAF shingles. So, let's raise the roof and lower the cost with bulk pricing on top-of-the-line GAF shingles, including Timberline, America's favorite shingle. This is worth shouting from the rooftops. Let's do this. Save 20% on 1 or more pallets of in-stock GAF shingles at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through September 30th, U.S. only. See store for details.
It's time now for the Delaware 105.9 Fishing Report with John Butler, heard every morning at this time.
Good morning, anglers. Well, what a beautiful forecast we have this week. It looks like all the way through the weekend we have wonderful weather to do some fishing. Almost makes you want to play hooky from work or school, huh? Okay, I reported yesterday that the spot and croaker bite was superb at Cape Henlopen Fishing Pier over the weekend. Looks like that wasn't the only hot spot. A listener emailed me to say Holt's Landing was also a good spot, pun intended. Now, spot is one of the best baits to use for the fall run. Perfect candy for striper and bluefish. Now, I like to use a top-bottom rig with a very small hook with bloodworm. They are fun to catch on a light rod and reel, and catching 2 at a time, well, it's a lot of fun. Speaking of the bluefish, they are starting to get bigger and bigger on the surf. Lots of them being caught on Cup Mullet right now. Lewis Harbor Marina was reporting kingfish, snapper blues, and puppy drum caught in South Bethany. That's been reported for a couple weeks now. Lots of puppy drum out there right now. We've also seen an increase in cobia caught. Trisha Durkash sent a picture to Delaware Surf Fishing of a nice one caught on Fish Bites. It looks like the man in the brown suit becoming less and less elusive this year. All right, tight lines and be safe out there. I'm John Butler with the Delaware 105.9 Fishing Report.
All right. What about the phrase lady trooper? When you're talking about a Delaware State police officer, 839-1059. Good morning. It's the Dan Gaffney program. We do it with guys. Somebody said we say male nurse if it's a nurse, and it happens to be a man. It's a male nurse. Another one, we make distinctions on male prostitute, someone told me. Well, that's true. You do often say, you don't just say, hey, arrested for prostitution. You usually say male prostitute. Like, there's a difference. 839-1059, our number. And Don Hattie are there also with the backpack weighing situation. If you want to weigh your child's backpack, let me know how much it weighs. Someone thinks I'm kidding. No, backpacks were not a thing. That's fairly recent. Backpacks were not a thing. I went to school, never had a backpack. Did you ever watch Brady Bunch? Remember, if you've ever seen Jan Brady or Greg Brady walking home from school or around campus, they never had a book bag. They had a book under their arm or 2 or 3 books under their arm. If you had papers, they fold them up, put them in the book. You carry the books. 3 books. Walking like this. You got one arm down. You got the 3 books. And that's how you walk around campus, right, Kelly?
That's how I used to carry mine, and I used to walk exactly like you're walking. Yeah, not quite like that, but
I'm showing it on camera.
I used to carry them in front of me because I usually had like 8 or 9 of them at a time, and had to walk 2 miles uphill.
Is it okay to say lady trooper, road dog?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's okay to say lady trooper, but this thing is like getting out of hand because when I was in the service, we addressed our officers, whether male or female, as the officer or the lieutenant or the captain.
Right, as a title, sure.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't say the lady lieutenant, or the lady captain. We'd addressed her as, captain.
Right.
And addressed her, yes, ma'am. Soldiers is a soldier. I mean, they don't distinct.
As a lady, you can be a female soldier. Female soldier.
Right. What's going to happen with this ranger lady?
Female ranger.
Are we going to say the ranger lady, or are we just going to say ranger?
No, you're going to say female ranger. That's perfectly okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
As far as I'm concerned, but I don't think the feminists agree,
No, I don't either. I think they want to be equal, but I think they also want to be above.
Why do you say that? What do you mean?
Because they want their title, a lot of them want their title addressed. Men do that anyway because we're courteous to women. We're not the type of people that are going to make some statements that's going to be derogatory to women. She's a lady officer. She's a lady officer. She's a lady trooper. She's a lady trooper.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. I don't know why the feminists do.
Right.
They want to be equal bad, don't they, Dan?
Well, it's okay to do a job and get paid and do the job, same job. I'm just saying, do we have to be so heavy-handed with the language police? I have to give the Delaware State troopers and the female troopers credit for referring to themselves as lady troopers. There's nothing wrong with it. See, they refer to themselves as that.
Hey, that skirt deal would make a lot of guys wanting to get pulled over.
Oh, you mean if the lady troopers had a different uniform than the men?
Yeah. I see some real cute ones. I mean, they look a little rough in the pants and with the big, vest thing. But, with the skirt, I think, hey, paying that $20 ticket or $30 ticket wouldn't be so bad if you like tipping them.
Not a bad idea. So you're saying it would be more pleasurable if the troopers who were women were wearing skirts. You'd be more willing to accept the ticket?
And be highly more respectable to her. Knees do a lot for a man.
And the black boots with the skirt, right?
Oh, you got it, man. Them boots are made for walking, buddy.
Thank you, Road Dog.
All right, brother.
All right. What you're listening to here are people being honest, and you can join in, agree or disagree. 839-1059. Alex in Milford, hello.
Hello. I know this isn't that big an issue in this country because we don't really have royalty, but what about king and queen, duke and duchess, prince and princess?
Right.
I mean, do we do away with those things too?
Let's hope not.
I'm just curious. I mean, you can't. Well, I guess today we're not just male or female. It's just, I don't see anything derogatory in referring to someone as a lady trooper or a male trooper or a male nurse or whatever it may be. It's just
or a female doctor.
Yeah, right. I mean, I know my brother's a male gynecologist, and he has a little bit of trouble getting patients because, a lot of women are more comfortable going to a female gynecologist, and that's understandable. But, he's very good at what he does, and he has a client base, and that's it. So, I mean, there's people that are going to be comfortable in certain times with one gender or another for whatever their reasons are, and that's a personal choice. And I don't see any problem with terming it and saying that, whether you're a male or female teacher or whether you're male or female radio broadcaster, just, it is what it is. It's like saying, you've got brown hair or black hair. It just is a statement.
Right. So just a descriptive. Hey, listen, I remember you reminded me of something that I may do again because it's been years, but one of the most interesting radio show topics that I did one time is I asked women to talk about their gynecologist and whether they wanted a female or a male. It was fascinating. It's amazing, some of the answers and reasonings and different thoughts. It was really interesting. Really.
If it wasn't for the Medicaid patients, my brother wouldn't have as many people in practice because a lot of the female gynecologists have a full practice, and so they don't have to take the Medicaid, and he's willing to do it. So that's one of the ways that he keeps. So
you're saying if he didn't have Medicaid, he wouldn't stay in business, or it wouldn't be as lucrative?
He just wouldn't be as he wouldn't. If he would still be in business, he still does what he does, and he's a surgeon as well. So there are times, even when he's got a female partner. There's times when he steps in because it calls for skills that he has that she doesn't. There's nothing about being male or female.
But do you think some of his patients, given a preference, even though he's good, would probably rather have a woman?
He's definitely told me that as a fact that the female gynecologists in town don't take the Medicaid or the Medicare because they've got a full load of patients on the regular insurance because more females choose a female gynecologist than a male, and so one of the ways that he keeps his practice going, beyond the quality of the service he provides, is by taking those patients.
I understand what you're saying. Interesting, man. Thank you for the call at Delaware 105.9. Alex, good to hear you. Here's Traffic Watch. Robin Bryson is here.
Dan, traffic still runs pretty well around the area this morning. You'll see volume starting to build a little bit in and out of Georgetown along 113. But no major jams or problems there. No trouble on Route 1. You run well across the Indian River Inlet Bridge in both directions, and even up around 5 Points, just seeing light activity right there. Kent County, in and out of Dover. A little bit of an increase on 13 north and southbound, but certainly no major jams or delays in the area there this morning. I'm Robin Bryson with Traffic Watch on Delaware 105.9.
You don't have to agree.
We figure talk radio means you get to talk too. With people you know from right here.
I want to know what people think.
Delaware 105.9.
Today, mostly sunny skies. It'll be a pleasant day with a high reaching 80. Clear tonight and a low of 61. For tomorrow, sunshine, high 82. And then clear skies again tomorrow evening, low 62. A partly sunny day on Thursday with a high of 81. Thursday night, clear skies and a low at 62. Friday looks good too, mostly sunny skies and a high at 80. I'm Steve Williams in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
All right, 61 in Lewis, sunny, 57 Milford, Rehoboth Beach at 59 degrees. Good morning. It's a great morning. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be a great time if you go to Nicola Pizza in Rehoboth Beach. We love Nicola, love talking about them, and I am a big fan of the restaurant, and so many people are as well. They started in 1971, and they're still going strong. Nicola Pizza. First Street in Rehoboth, the original Nicola. And Nicola on the Avenue with the Upper Deck Sports Bar. That place was rocking last night, watching the Eagles on Monday Night Football. People were there with drink specials and food specials and enjoying Nicobolis and Nick's First Street Fries and all that while they're watching the game. That's the way it is at Nicola in the Upper Deck Sports Bar. 24 big screen TVs to watch all the action of any game, any sporting event. Make sure you stop by Nicola Pizza today. Fat-free dough and sauce and a blend of 3 cheeses. Delicious pizza, Nicoboli, Nick's First Street Fries, chili. You know, it's a cool day. You want to try something to break into the wintertime food. Chili. They make an awesome chili because they use that tomato base, the naturally sweet plum tomatoes. Oh, and the ground beef. They drain the fat from the beef. It's awesome. Pasta dishes can't be beat. Mama Nicola's homemade sugo sauce, fresh meatballs, never frozen, homemade rolls. Everything they do is top notch. Nicola, the taste of Rehoboth Beach, First Street, Rehoboth, and Nicola on the Avenue.
One call, Red does it all.
Peninsula wants to thank you for singing our praises. Since March, customers have posted more than 300 Perfect 10 reviews online, and we couldn't be more proud. From installation of brands like Carrier to repair and tune-ups, we do it all. With Peninsula, you get upfront pricing, work by Carrier factory-trained licensed technicians, work guaranteed for a full year, all by a locally owned, family-run business since 1935.
One call, Red does it all.
Turn to the experts at Peninsula and Carrier to save up to $1,450 plus 0% financing up to 60 months for qualified buyers.
One call, Red does it all.
Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, propane gas logs and fireplaces, oil delivery and trash pickup, residential or commercial. Now it's just one call to Peninsula. Go to callrednow.com. That's callrednow.com, and we'll have you singing our praises too.
One call, Red does it all.
Commercial buildings all over Delmarva need energy-efficient and reliable roofing services. Protect your business with Delmarva Roofing and Coating. Specializing in residential, commercial, and industrial roofing systems, Delmarva Roofing and Coating has built a reputation for quality. With a Conklin system installed by Delmarva Roofing and Coating, the roof of your business will be able to withstand the weather and last for decades while consistently lowering your heating and air conditioning costs. Increase the lifespan of your roof and choose the roofing leaders of Delmarva. Delmarva Roofing and Coating. Find out more at Delmarva.
Find out more at DelmarvaRoofing.com. You got it. Hey, good morning. Look at the time. Flying by. News coming up. Hey, have a home remodeling and contractor topic. Contractors of all types. Now, this sounds boring already, doesn't it? It's not. You could be fined tens of thousands of dollars, contractors, and we'll tell you about that next.
Local news first on Delaware 105.9.
You certainly don't want to do anything that sounds boring, Kelly.
Absolutely not, Danny. Delaware 105.9 news time, 6:59. He's in rare form today. Good morning, everyone. I'm Kelly Steele from the Weather Center. Going to be mostly sunny and pleasant today, a high of 80 degrees. Rail service has been restored after an Amtrak train struck and killed a person on the tracks just outside Philly. Amtrak says a Washington, D.C. bound Acela Express train was involved in the incident about 7:30 Monday morning in Prospect Park. Police still not releasing the victim's name, and they have not yet provided any details on why that person was on the tracks yesterday. NASCAR driver Ryan Newman will be in Kent County in just a few hours to visit with students and staff at Fred Pfeiffer Middle School in Camden. Newman's visit is all part of NASCAR's Chase Across North America program. From the first town in the first state, this is WXDE Lewis. 55 degrees right now on the beach in Lewis. Lovely outside, just lovely.
Delaware 105.9.
It's 7 o'clock. Good morning.
CBS News, I'm Frank Sedapani. First it rained, then came the flash flood that trapped cars behind a wall of water in the canyons along Utah's border with Arizona. Now 8 people are known dead. At least 5 others are missing and feared dead. Reporter DJ Bowlerjack.
Flash flood came through, catching them off guard, sweeping them and the cars
hundreds of yards downstream.
Hilldale, Utah Assistant Fire Chief Kevin Barlow says the danger isn't over.
There's still active floodwaters and very dangerous, very treacherous. The banks are caving off. More significant flood than we've had for quite some time.
3 people were rescued. The wildfire that's destroyed more than 700 homes around Middletown, California, north of San Francisco, is only 10% contained. More than 20,000 people have been forced out of their homes. Firefighter Don Lopez still has one, but most of his neighbors don't.
Where do people go? There's no houses for people to rent because they're all gone. There's just nothing here.
Republican Party elders have urged Donald Trump to tone down his immigration rhetoric, but he isn't taking their advice. Live to CBS News correspondent Vicki Barker.
Trump telling about 17,000 supporters in Dallas the U.S. has become a dumping ground for undesirables.
We have to end this sanctuary cities crap fast.
Outside the hall, Latino protesters chanted "No more Trump," but their voices were ignored by Trump supporters.
He just tells it like it is. He keeps it real, and people like that.
These people think their candidate's the only one telling it like it is. Frank?
A new CBS News New York Times poll of Republican primary voters shows non-politicians Trump and Ben Carson leading the rest of the pack. Trump is at 27%, Carson right behind at 23%. Delta State University in Cleveland, Mississippi has canceled classes as it mourns well-liked Professor Ethan Schmidt. University President William LaFord says Schmidt was gunned down in his office yesterday by a fellow instructor.
He was beloved, an outstanding professor, assistant professor of history. Has only been here a little over 2 years.
Alleged gunman Shannon Lamb also killed his girlfriend. Police say Lamb took his own life as they were about to take him into custody. 22 migrants bound for Europe, 18 adults, 4 children, died overnight when their boat capsized off Turkey. Hungary has finished work on a razor wire fence running the length of its border with Serbia and has arrested dozens of migrants who tried to break through. CBS's Charlie Daggett tells us thousands of men, women, and children are on the outside looking in.
Bottleneck doesn't quite describe what's going on the other side of the border because they're just massing, and something's got to give.
North Korea is beating its chest again. Reporter Jason Struther has that from Seoul.
North Korea says its main nuclear reactor is back up and running. The Yongbyon complex had been shut down for several years, but now the regime says it's bolstering the quantity and quality of its nuclear weapons. The North is threatening to use its weapons against the U.S.
S&P futures are up 2 points. This is CBS News.
For over 75 years, Geico's been about consistency, as in we've consistently helped people save money on their car insurance. And to prove it, we'll air one of our first radio commercials from over 75 years ago.
At Geico, we're all about consistency, as in we consistently help people save money on their car insurance. To prove it, you can call Geico. Call us today, call us tomorrow, call us 75 years from now.
That was way more consistent than I expected.
Geico, saving people money for over 75 years.
Meet Vince. Vince hurt himself mountain biking on Saturday.
Because weekend warrior.
Because noob.
Hey.
Vince is supposed to host an important presentation, but he's not going anywhere in that cast. What should he do?
Rhetorical question.
Vince should try GoToMeeting, the simple way to host meetings online, complete with video conferencing and screen sharing. Send out a meeting link and anyone can join from any computer, tablet, or smartphone. Just takes a click.
Where do I sign up?
Visit GoToMeeting.com to start your free 30-day trial. That's GoToMeeting.com.
Delaware 105.9 News Time, 7:04.
This news brought to you by Apple Electric. Guaranteed reliable. We love Apple. Electricity's not a hobby. Call the pros, 645-5105. Kelly?
A 2-vehicle crash, Dan, in Laurel leaves 2 Laurel men dead and another man from Millsboro injured. Delaware State Police say the accident happened about 8:25 last night on Route 24, just west of Justice Farm Road, as 56-year-old Ronald Barty of Millsboro was eastbound on 24 in his Mazda CX-5, and 55-year-old Edward Spicer of Laurel was driving his Nissan Stanza westbound on 24. Police say, for unknown reasons, the Mazda that is crossed the center line directly into the path of the Nissan. The 2 vehicles collided head-on. Spicer and his passenger, 57-year-old Jerry Whiteman, also of Laurel, pronounced dead at the scene last night. Police say neither man was wearing a seatbelt. Barty, who was buckled in, was initially taken to Nanticoke Memorial Hospital in Seaford. He was then airlifted to Christiana Medical Center, where he was admitted in serious condition. Police are continuing their investigation this morning of that crash last night. A funeral for an 8-year-old Willards, Maryland girl who drowned in Ocean City over the Labor Day holiday weekend will be held today. Braille Ware's funeral starts at 12 o'clock at the Emmanuel Wesleyan Church in Salisbury. According to officials, Braille died on Saturday, September the 5th, at a local hospital after she was overtaken by a wave at the Ocean City inlet. Sussex County Council will this afternoon be holding a public hearing. That's on a proposal by the Home of the Brave Foundation to move its homeless female veterans facility from downtown Milford to a 5-acre site where its men's facility currently is. Now, the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission has already recommended approval of a conditional use application for a transitional facility along Sharps Road, about a half-mile east of Route 1, just outside city limits. The Home of the Brave Foundation has, of course, operated a woman's facility on Causey Avenue in Milford since about March of 2012. Today's public hearing starts at 1:30 in the council chambers in Georgetown. Delaware 105.9's Joe Irizarry will be there and will update us later today on Delaware 105.9 and, of course, Delaware105.9.com. More than a dozen of Bill Cosby's accusers will have their say in a TV special. The A&E channel said Monday that Cosby, The Women Speak, will detail the allegations made against the entertainer and damage to Cosby's career and image. Actress Louisa Moritz and model Beverly Johnson are among those who were interviewed for the special airing at 9 o'clock Eastern Time Thursday night, according to A&E. Delaware 105.9 News Time, 7:07.
Honey, I'd really like to add a few recessed lights to the living room and a ceiling fan on the porch. I love our new hot tub. Who can we call to hook it up?
They're calling for another nasty winter. Do you think we should install a generator? Who do we call?
Call Apple Electric at 302-645-5105. Their electrical estimator will meet with you at no cost to discuss your options and present you with a professional proposal. Call Apple Electric now at 302-645-5105 for your free estimate. Apple Electric, 645-5105.
Cody Parkey missed a 44-yard field goal with just over 3 minutes left that would have given the Eagles a lead. Instead, they fall in the opening game of the season to Atlanta 26-24. Julio Jones caught 9 passes for 141 yards and 2 touchdowns to lead the Falcons. Jordan Matthews had 102 yards receiving for Philly. In the Monday night doubleheader nightcap, Carlos Hyde ran for 168 yards and 2 touchdowns as San Francisco cruised past Minnesota 20-3. Adrian Peterson rushed for just 31 yards on 10 carries for the Vikings. Jason Worth homered twice, including a grand slam, and Yunel Escobar drove in a run in the top of the 11th. The Nationals beat the Phillies 8-7. Ryan Howard hit his 23rd home run of the season, and Cody Ashe drove in 3 runs in the loss. And Kevin Gossman tossed 6 shutout innings, and Adam Jones drove in both Oriole runs as Baltimore beat the Red Sox 2-0. That's Schofield on Sports on Delaware 105.9.
From the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center, mostly sunny and pleasant for your Tuesday. A high of 80 degrees. Clear tonight. An overnight low of 61. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, more sunshine. A high tomorrow, 82. Thursday, 81. 80 degrees to kick off the weekend on Friday. 49 degrees right now on the Circle in Georgetown. 52 in downtown Milford. 54 degrees in Felton. I'm Kelly Steele in the Delaware 105.9 newsroom. More of the Dan Gaffney Show coming up on Delaware 105.9.
Any contractor, from a plumber to an electrician to a painter, or anybody, if you disturb just a little bit of lead paint, if you're working in an older house, a pre-1978 house, if you're not lead safe certified, you can face fines up to tens of thousands of dollars, so says Delaware. In a full-page ad they're running to remind you of something you may have already known, but I'm what you would call the general public. And I was not aware that those folks had to do this. This is a requirement, it's like a year old, I think, or went into effect maybe 2014 in this state. I've heard of lead safe certified before, but I didn't know it was a thing in Delaware. Do you? I want to talk to you. If you're a contractor, an electrician, a painter, plumber, handyman, builder, any remodeler, any kind of contractor. Get this. The full-page ad says if you're not lead safe certified in Delaware, disturbing just 6 square feet could cost you big time. Those are their words. Could cost you big time. I'm curious about that. I mean, were you aware of that? Was it easy to be lead safe certified? I looked online. They have a website, the State of Delaware website. It's not the most clear thing in the world, but apparently there's a class you have to take. And you've got to take it every 2 years. I think it's good for 2 years. Lead safe certified. They don't want you, dealing with what you've already known about and dealt with all your life, lead paint. So you got to take a class. And here's what it says. By the way, my number is 839-1059. 839-1059. They're serious about it, too, because when I went to the website, they have a turn in a contractor form. In other words, if you think there is a contractor that is not lead safe certified and they have, quote, disturbed 6 square feet in a pre-1978 home. Now, 6 square feet, that's 3 feet by 2 feet. That's 2 feet high, 3 feet wide. I'm putting in I'm patching something, painting something, sanding something, putting in a window or something, whatever. It's not that much. 6 square feet. You're supposed to turn them in. If you think they're not lead safe certified, there is a thing where you're supposed to rat them out. You do fill out this form and submit it to the state of Delaware, and it says they could be fined thousands. Actually, the ad, which I am holding here for the YouTube painter who disturbs lead paint while working in a pre-1978 home, school, or daycare center must be lead safe certified. If you're not, and I'm quoting, you can face tens, plural, of thousands of dollars in fines. Tens of thousands of dollars. And it also then goes on to say, plus you put the health of yourself, your workers, and customers at risk, which could result in lawsuits. One class certifies you for 2 years. It's that easy. For more information, call. And this is Delaware Health and Social Services Division of Public Health. This is a full-page newspaper ad. So the push is on, obviously. Obviously, they are trying to reach you, contractors. I don't know why. They just want you to be aware of it. Maybe not enough people are taking the class. Why would you need to advertise in such a way? They could probably tell, wow, we have this many contractors, and only this many have taken the class. We better tell them to get cracking. But the threat is tens of thousands of dollars in fines. That's a pretty interesting threat. Scott is with me from Selbyville at 839-1059. Good morning, Scott.
Morning, Dan. What I find interesting about this is, being a contractor myself, it seems like the state of Delaware is pretty much telling contractors, police yourselves. Because it just like any other business law, Delaware is out here doing anything. There's violations of workers' compensation. There's violations of no business license. There's all kinds of business violations going on out here, and the state of Delaware does nothing. They do nothing even when you do call and complain. But I guess because it's tens of thousands of dollars all of a sudden, now we're talking.
Yeah, and maybe it's a difference between agencies. This is the oversight here is Health and Social Services, Division of Public Health. Maybe they have a different view than some of the other agencies, you know.
Yeah, I don't know, but I just know being in business as long as I have, I've never ever ran into anyone from the state of Delaware out here, just investigating, making sure businesses are properly doing what they should be doing. I've complained about it for years because there's just not a level playing field.
Do you
seems to get done?
Were you aware of the lead safe certification requirements?
Yeah, actually, I have heard about it. This is the first time I've heard about it with the state of Delaware making a campaign on it. I have heard about it before through federal government as well as OSHA. But this is the first time I've heard the state of Delaware now jumping on board to enforce as well.
Yeah, and it's because of a state law that went into effect, I guess, last year. And they must be noticing... I mean, why would you do a full-page ad? They must be noticing there are not enough contractors are taking the class for the number of contractors there are that do work in maybe a pre-1978 house.
Right.
And then they're asking you to turn in other contractors that aren't certified.
Right. And it's like I said, it makes us police ourselves because then it's like, okay, you see a house, you say, well, that's probably pre-1978. That guy's working on it, but how are we to know he's not certified? So then we turn him in, and he turns out to be certified. So again, it's like I said, why is Delaware asking us to police ourselves? They're the ones, when towns require businesses to have licenses and insurance and things like that, they send their officials out to police us. And they have their computers that when they pull up on a site, and they look at a business that's on that site working, they can check their computer system and say, okay, yep, this guy has his license, he has his credentials, we don't need to bother him. Where another site they pull up, they find their computer, wait a minute, this guy's not in our system, he don't have what he's supposed to, I got to get this guy.
Gotcha.
We don't have those resources when we're out on jobs to try to figure out who's certified, not certified, is this a lead paint house, not a lead paint house? I mean, it's like, okay.
Right, how are you supposed to know that? Listen, thank you, Scott. Thanks for calling. All right, time to take a break. Delaware 105.9, and we are bringing you Traffic Watch this morning with Robin Bryson, brought to you by Lanchester Sheds and Gazebos. The year-end sale, September 1st, is when it started, through the 30th. 10% off everything in stock. Lanchester Sheds and Gazebos. Call Lee or Diane at 491-4981.
Dan, traffic still not doing too badly this morning. Major routes look to be in fairly good shape in Kent County. In and out of Dover, no major jams along 13, both north and southbound. Past Route 10 in Camden, you're in good shape. Down through Harrington, haven't seen any delays right through there. In Sussex County, 13 doing all right. In and out of Seaford, down through Laurel, down toward Delmar. The 113 corridor from Selbyville up through Georgetown's also in good shape. Keep in mind, in Milford, northbound 113, the overpass to northbound 1 closed for construction until October 5th. Detours posted to help you get around the closure. I'm Robin Bryson with Traffic Watch on Delaware 105.9. Know before you go. Get Traffic Watch updates with me, Robin Bryson, and our entire team watching Delmarva roadways weekday mornings and afternoons on Delaware 105.9.
All right, here's your forecast. The area's most accurate weather information. Meteorologist Steve Williams is here. And let's get him on the air now. Steve.
Today, mostly sunny skies. It'll be a pleasant day with a high reaching 80. Clear tonight and a low of 61. For tomorrow, sunshine, high 82. And then clear skies again tomorrow evening, low 62. A partly sunny day on Thursday with a high of 81. Thursday night, clear skies and a low at 62. Friday looks good too, mostly sunny skies and a high at 80. I'm Steve Williams in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
Choosing a bank is an important decision and one people don't like to make too often. It involves consideration of convenience, cost, and last but not least, trust. Community Bank Delaware wants to earn your trust. They're locally owned and managed, and all of their policy and banking decisions are made right here in Sussex County. Stop in and see for yourself the difference a community bank can make. Community Bank Delaware in Lewis and Rehoboth. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At Delmarva Roofing and Coating, we specialize in commercial roofing. We work directly with your architect to guarantee the most high-quality, long-lasting, and energy-efficient roof system for your business. From repairs and replacements to acres of new construction, Delmarva Roofing has the manpower and experience to get the job done. Our industry-leading Conklin white roof system reflects the sun's heat to save you money. For over 20 years, Delmarva Roofing has been the trusted and trained expert. Trust your business to Delmarva Roofing and Coating.
Hello, this is Pastor Nate Graham from Berean Community Church. I want to tell you about a radio program called Taking God at His Word that airs on Sunday mornings from 6:30 to 7:30, right here on Delaware 105.9. Psalm 19:7 tells us the testimony of God makes wise the simple. We need wisdom and conviction in this uncertain age. So that's what you'll get at Taking God at His Word. Clear, rich, and practical exposition of God's Word, verse by verse, book by book. I hope it will be a blessing to your life.
Windows 10? Does this mean I have to buy something else? Did you know Windows 10 is free for the next year if you have a Windows 7 or 8 computer? Microsoft has big plans for Windows 10 and would like to have everyone on the same operating system, so it's willing to give it to you for free. Windows 10 is easy and fast with the best features from Windows 7 and 8. Is it right for you? Call the experts at Response Computer Group. Response Computer Group is your local source for PC tune-ups, virus removal, and computer and laptop repairs.
Hi, I'm Randy Ennis, owner of Response Computer Group. When you've done everything you've thought of to fix your computer and it's still not working right, it's time to bring it to a company that has experience to make it work right. We're located in Milford off Airport Road in the Independence Common Business Park. Just turn left before you reach the Boys and Girls Club. Response Computer Group has been serving businesses and consumers in the Delmarva community since 1983. Give us a call at 335-3400 or visit us online at rcgweb.com.
Susan Monday here. I'm all about keeping tabs on my health, and I know you are too, and that's why I'm inviting you to the 5th Annual Del Med Women's Health Fair, Saturday, September 19th from 9:30 until 2 at Epworth United Methodist Church in Rehoboth. How can you say no to lots of free screenings and a chance to win a grand prize of a 40-inch flat-screen TV? Del Med Women's Health Fair, Saturday, September 19th.
Come take advantage of the Sunfest savings at Berlin Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Take $12,000 off with any trade on select new 2015 Ram trucks in stock. Crew cabs, 4x4s, even the Ram 1500. Take $12,000 off at MSRP. And Berlin Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram will take any trade, even if you still owe thousands on it. New 2015 Jeep Renegade Sport, just $249 per month lease. Have a job clearing $350 a week? We want to approve your credit today. 2015 Chrysler 200, Grand Caravans, even the all-new Jeep Renegade, just $249 per month lease.
Remember, Jim wants to see you in the coolest small town in America, Berlin, Maryland.
Berlin Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Old Ocean City Boulevard, Berlin, Maryland.
Qualified buyers. Credit may affect terms. Balance of trade carried over to new loan. Discount based on MSRP of $47,835 with $4,500 factory rebates to dealer and $7,500 dealer discount. Model number DS6H98. Renegade 42-month, 10,000 mile per year lease. No security deposit plus tax tag dealer processing. Offers not in combination.
Join us this Saturday for the Delmarva Potting Shed. I am Valerie Cordry, one of the hosts. Every Saturday from 9 to 11, Jake Smith and I will be broadcasting live from East Coast Garden Center. Be a part of our lively discussions about plants, landscaping, garden design, and all that's new and exciting. We'll sprinkle in some gardening guests to excite your interest and keep you up to date on the many interesting gardening happenings.
And the Delmarva Potting Shed brought to you by Lawns Unlimited, the exclusive Mist Away dealer on Delmarva, installing misting and spraying systems to control insects for residential and commercial lawns. Call 645-5296 today or visit lawnsunlimited.com to get started. Also brought to you by Stokely Materials, providing high-quality pavers, retaining walls, decorative stones, sand, soil, and mulch with 2 locations, Route 113 in Georgetown and Route 9 in Lewis. Don't miss the Delmarva Potting Shed this Saturday from 9 to 11 here on Delaware 105.9. Talking about something that may seem a little obtuse to some of you, but it directly affects anyone who is a remodeler, a contractor of any type, plumber, electrician, painter. How many of you are painters? Have you been Delaware Lead Safe certified? It's a government rule and program. The law is, you've heard about it maybe in other states, but in Delaware, there's a full-page ad today appearing in some newspapers
that says, don't get fined. This is a full-page ad from the state of Delaware, Division of Public Health. Don't get fined. If you're not lead safe certified and you disturb just 6 square feet, it could cost you big time. It says if you're not lead safe certified and you're working on a pre-1978 home, you disturb lead paint, it could cost you tens of thousands of dollars in fines. Tens of thousands of dollars. So I want to know, if you're in this business, we don't need to know your real name. We don't need to know anything. You can call anonymously. Did you know about this? 839-1059. Have you taken the class? What was it like? What do you think of it? And what do you think of the state of Delaware? And this would be for anybody. Buying full-page ads to make sure you're lead safe certified. First of all, they say it's for your own health, the Division of Public Health. Nobody wants lead paint, lead poisoning, right? We've heard about that for decades. We know about lead poisoning and lead paint. Disclosures about old houses, and the old houses have lead paint. That's all there is to it. And so there's the health thing, but you now have to be government certified, lead safe certified. And they're telling you contractors to get this certification or face tens of thousands of dollars in fines here in Delaware. And when I went to the website, leadsafedelaware.org, there's a form there, where you're supposed to turn in. You can turn in contractors that you think are violating these rules. Ken says, quote, some politician's brother-in-law must be running the lead safe program. Well, I don't know about that. John T. says, more government BS. Is it? You know? Is it government baloney? What he says. Here's Stevie D. Steve D says, I guess this will be my deciding factor in getting out of the repair business altogether. Fixing leaks around windows, doors, ceilings, removing and adding trim in old houses just isn't worth it. At least I have my part-time job to fall back on. Well, I don't know if it's so difficult to get lead certified. It's a class you got to take, right? It's a class. It's good for 2 years. You know, I don't know the cost. I went online to try and find it. Navigating the website was a little confusing for me, but Sean in Pittsville is with us. Hey, Sean.
Hey, Dan. It's a very informative class, very easy class, and they teach you some things that you're not aware of, like in the 70s when they took the lead out of the gas, and then they started doing crime rate checks. They can attribute a lot of the lead in the air being out to the lowering of crime. That's pretty neat that they teach you that, because apparently lead paint can make you angry, long exposure to it. But as far as the abatement certifications, they're highly, highly worth getting, because the work that you can get when you have it is amazing.
Right. Well, you would think that would help in obtaining jobs. You know, Steve online there was saying it might force him out of the business. If he got the certification, he might get more business.
In order to get your renter's license now, everybody who owns a place that wants to rent has to be lead-free so that children can occupy, which creates much more business. Also now, I guess Delaware is going to join on board with the rest of the states. It's going to be involved in transfers of homes, so you can't get like first-time home buyers money and things like that if the home isn't lead-free. So, I mean, really it creates so much more work, not less, because before people just band-aid it. Go ahead and put latex over top of lead and forget about it.
Right,
or
listen.
Just glaze the window and forget about it.
Got it. And on that note, I got to take a hard break here. I'm sorry about that. More of your calls coming up. Good morning, Kelly Steele.
Good morning, Dan. Thank you. A funeral for an 8-year-old Willards, Maryland girl who drowned in Ocean City over the Labor Day holiday weekend will be held this afternoon. Braille Ware's funeral starts at 12 o'clock. at the Emmanuel Wesleyan Church in Salisbury. Governor Jack Markell leading a trade mission to Germany. That's in hopes of drumming up some business for the first state. Officials say a primary goal of his trip, which starts today, is to strengthen ties with small and medium-sized businesses in Bavaria, and that Markell will meet with business and government leaders as well in Munich and Berlin. Your forecast today, mostly sunny, quite pleasant, a high of 80 degrees. CBS News covers the nation and the world next. Delaware 105.9 news time is 7:31.
CBS News Update. First, there were thunderstorms. They created fast-moving floods in canyons separating Utah from Arizona. 8 people were killed. They were swept away. And as for survivors, Hilldale, Utah Assistant Fire Chief Kevin Barlow.
One of the ones that were rescued was about half a mile downstream.
That survivor was found in a local bank. The mayor of Hilldale, Philip Barlow, says others were caught quickly by those high waters.
They had stopped outside of that flood area and were standing there watching the flood, and a flash flood came down the canyon. Basically, the vehicles were swept into the creek and down.
The mayor says overall,
we have 16 people involved between the two vehicles. One was a fairly good-sized van full of people.
A search for the 5 who are missing resumes this morning. Heavy machinery used overnight to go through mud and debris. Several blocks of Hilldale, Utah are without power. Water services also disrupted. CBS News Update, I'm Dave Barrett.
Iron Source. For backyard projects to major construction, no one understands your project like Iron Source. Need a mini excavator? Rent it. Need a boom lift? Rent it. Need a stump grinder? Rent it. Iron Source will match your job with the right equipment and make sure you know how to use it. Iron Source, the only name you need to know for equipment rentals and sales. And now hydraulic hoses made in minutes. Iron Source, the exclusive dealer for Gale, Whacker, Bandit, and Western snowplows. Now with 2 locations, Georgetown and Smyrna, and online at ironsourcede.com.
Oh my gosh, football season back again already.
Sure is, and an early Christmas present of a new flat screen TV sure would be nice.
Christmas? We can't afford Christmas presents. We're still paying off the high energy bills from last year.
You're right. Okay, I'll just have to squint at this little TV another year.
Right now, save up to $1,000 on a new Train XV heating and cooling system and take advantage of the best financing program Service Today has ever offered. That's right, save energy, save money, and buy before October 15th and receive a new 48-inch flat-screen TV absolutely free as our Christmas gift to you. Call Service Today at 800-659-2273. Right now, save up to $1,000 on a new Train XV system, get amazing financing, and a new 48-inch flat-screen TV free through October 15th. Remember, it's hard to stop a train. Service Today, we make it right now.
Subject to credit approval. See store for details.
When you're running your own business, you're bound to be busy. Too busy. Too busy worrying about your budget. Too busy scheduling appointments. Too busy to build a website for your business. And because you're too busy, it has to be easy. And that's where Wix.com comes in. With Wix.com, it's easy for you to create your stunning website. Go to Wix.com and create your website today. It's easy and free. That's Wix.com.
Dad, this is fun. I didn't think I'd like kayaking.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, but I think it's time to head back in.
Okay. Can we come back?
Sure. Hey, be careful getting out of the boat.
It's a kayak, Dad.
I'm gonna return the kayak.
Can we walk home?
How about a taxi?
It's a short fare from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a neighborhood park or green space near you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
Remember Jared Morris today at 3 on Delaware 105.9.
Wow. The bumper music ran out. Are you there, Jim? All right, hold on. What you're getting here is a behind-the-scenes glimpse of why the bumper music might have been running longer, is because I waited too late to pick up the phone and call my sponsor guest, Jim Weller. But he's here now. Hello, Jim.
Hello, Dan. I'm on a road trip today. I'm headed to Hershey. I'm either going to buy a new motorhome, travel trailer, or go in the business of selling travel trailers. Haven't made up my mind yet.
Wow, that's you got a lot of thinking on your way then to Hershey.
Yeah, so I'm going to do one or the other. So we may be in the travel trailer business by the end of the day. But anyway, we're selling generators. I'm kind of encouraged. I put them on sale. Most of them are below dealer cost, and people are recognizing the deal. They're coming from New Jersey and Pennsylvania and Wilmington and all over the place, and they're buying them. So I'm kind of excited. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that I'm sitting on a few hundred generators that I'd like to get rid of. And if you want one, this is the deal of a lifetime. I am allowing dealers that sell generators to buy them and resell them. I got no problem with that. So dealers are welcome. And the reason I say that is because a lot of them are below dealer cost. So we sell Briggs & Stratton, we sell a brand called Powerhouse, and we sell a brand called Champion. So, for example, we have a Champion, a big one, a 9,375-watt generator with electric start for $747. That's about a $1,200 value for $747. And if you're listening, you're visiting, and you're from out of state, remember, you're going to save 6 to 7 to 9% because we have no sales tax in Delaware. So who in the world are we? We're Weller's Utility Trailers. We've got a lot of them in stock. We've got a 1,250-watt one for $117. So if you need a generator, and nobody ever really needs it, so the time to buy it is before you need it. So when you do, you don't have to pay some crazy price or worry about where you're going to get one. We've got a Weller's Utility Trailers, Route 13 in Bridgeville. Phone number is 337-8228. We're on the web. It's wellers.com. Always looking for new friends on Facebook. I'm the Jim Weller from Delaware, and we'd like you to like Weller's Utility Trailers on Facebook. And other than that, enjoy the day, and I might be sporting a brand new big old motorhome tonight.
Wow.
Who knows?
Travel trailer or motorhome?
Well, I kind of ruled out the motorhome, but which one? Okay, I'm getting to a direction too. But anyway, I kind of ruled out the motorhome. I got my eye on a 42-foot. It's called a fifth wheel, gooseneck, fifth wheel type trailer, and it's called a toy hauler. So the back has a big ramp door that flops down, so I can go buy myself a motorcycle and put it right up in the back of it and just travel the country.
You know what else I saw? You know what I saw the other day, Jim? Just like the mini house movement, they have mini travel trail, little campers that are very, very small and inexpensive. They're like scaled down tiny.
Really?
Yeah, small's the new big.
But they're only for people that can wear skinny jeans.
That's right. Hey, have a good day. I can't wait to find out what you get into. Thank you. Jim Weller on his way to Pennsylvania for travel trailer fun. He's our sponsor from Weller's Utility Trailers. All right. We're streaming on YouTube here. We have 3 cameras in the studio, and you can watch on YouTube the Dan Gaffney Show, streaming till 8 o'clock here this morning, 7:39. I have a link on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Dan Gaffney Show. Want to check it out. It's kind of cool. Working better than yesterday, I think. We have a little cleaner internet. Okay. Hey, contractors, are you lead safe certified? The law says you have to be, or you get fined tens of thousands of dollars. If you're working on a pre-1978 home, school or day, anything pre-1978, if you disturb just 6 square feet, okay, and you're not lead safe certified, the state of Delaware says you could be fined tens of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands, and they're taking out a full-page ad to ask you about that. Here's a full-page ad in one of the papers from Division of Public Health. And they're promoting a website where they tell you how to take this class. You take a class, it lasts for 2 years. and just kind of want to know what you think about it. They also have on that same website a place for you to turn in other contractors. Turn in a contractor that's not lead safe certified. In other words, you're a painter. You're prepping a wall. Wouldn't that be considered, if you do a little sanding or whatever, wouldn't that be considered disturbing lead paint? Putting new trim in, taking a window out, putting some siding up, whatever. You know, handyman, any kind of contractor. That's what it says. What are your opinions of this? Is it too much government regulation, or is this a good thing for your own safety and the safety of your customers with the lead paint? 839-1059. 839-1059. Hey, Ray wants to say something, too, of Oak Orchard. Big Ray, hello.
Hey, let's punch some holes in this story here, buddy. The last caller that said he took the class and was just fascinated with the knowledge of how they took the lead out of the gasoline led to the drop in crime.
That's what he claimed,
boy,
right?
That's what he was taught, he says. That's really got my attention here. I'm glad to hear that police departments and things of that nature had nothing to do with it. That they're taking the credit for the drop in crime.
Yeah, unleaded gas caused a crime drop, he says.
Right. And I did notice there was a spike in multicolored mohawks at that time. I wonder if that can contribute to that in any way, shape, or form. I mean, and listen, as much as that statement is right, mine is right. Okay? I'm claiming that right now. I mean, that's just bizarre that taking the lead out of the gas and having it in the air reduced the crime rate. Not buying that at all. I mean, crime is perpetrated on a lot of other different factors, not lead in the air from gasoline.
But Ray, he learned it from a government class. The propaganda was given to him there. It must be true.
Well, I don't know. I watched that J. Edgar movie last night, and I'm thinking maybe he had his hand in this at some point in time, because that is a bizarre statement. And you know what? What's scary is the guy mentioned it like it was some facts that he was glad to learn. That's what scares me more. Not that it's so bizarre, but this guy was like, hey, let me tell you what I learned. You know? There's a lot wrong with what he said there in that statement.
Right.
You know? Yeah. I don't get that at all.
Well, you know, the contractors need to know this, apparently, before they replace a window in your old house.
So if I have an old house personally, can I work on it myself? Do I have to
apparently, just be careful of your own health. But if a contractor comes in, you want the guy to, open up a wall and run some wiring or something. If they're not lead paint certified, they could be fined tens of thousands of dollars. So
right. Well, once again, it's another thing where it just gets down to money. Never mind the personal health and all that. It gets down to money. That's where it just goes right away. If I could do this, if I own a house from the 60s, and you know what? I'm going to rip these walls out, and I'm going to do a whole bunch of work in here and whatnot. Don't need to go get all this stuff and what. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. You know? What's stopping me? It's my house. I own it. I can work on it. Now, if money's exchanging hands now, well, you know what? I see avenues here where we can make some money. So here we go. Let's pick on the contractor guy, and let's get the money out of him. It will set all this stuff up. I don't know. Maybe there'll be a rise in crime in my house if I do it myself.
Right, because the lead will make you angry.
Yeah, the lead will make me angry. The little kids and whatnot, they'll all be wearing leather jackets and switchblades and stuff like that in no time at all. Bus won't stop in front of my house to pick them up. Hey, and you know what? That's how the county can detect if I did, some lead work without a permit. Did you see the kids at the house over there? They're violent and whatnot. He must have moved some lead paint around. Well, we got to go by what the government says here. Look, it was a drop in crime. There's a rise in evil and crime in Big Ray's house. I'm thinking he did some lead paint work. How stupid is that? Come on.
All right. Listen.
See you later.
Big Ray, everybody. Top-notch caller, right? He ranks up there. He's one of my favorites. I like that guy. He's funny. All right, 839-1059. But look, so what I'm asking you, contractors, Are you a painter, an electrician, a plumber, a handyman, a remodeler? Have you taken the Delaware Lead Safe Certified class? Full page ad, Delaware Division of Health and Social Services, Division of Public Health, full page ad. If you disturb just 6 square feet of a pre-1978 house that's got lead paint, and you're not certified, you could face tens of thousands of dollars in fines. And the state of Delaware is asking people to turn you in. There's an online form. They're actually promoting you to turn in people that are not certified. So, what do you think? Anybody in the contracting business think this is a good idea, a bad idea? You agree with it? It's a good thing. The class is easy. You took it, no problem. That's fine. Let me know how it went. If you didn't know about it, be honest. If you knew about it, whatever. I mean, what's the word on this if you're in that line of work? 839-1059. I'm fascinated by it. And I'm just curious to know what the word is on the street about it. So I'm asking you right now to tell me what you know or what you don't know and what you think and what you feel and what your honest opinion is, okay? As always, 839-1059. Let's go to Traffic Watch. Robin Bryson is here.
Dan, traffic's busy in some of the normal spots this morning, but still, all in all, not doing badly. A little bit of congestion in Georgetown along 113 around Route 9. No big surprises right there. Through Dagsboro, through Millsboro, again, a little bit of congestion, both northbound and southbound along 113. The 13 corridor's been running fairly well through Seaford up into Bridgeville, and then up into Kent County, through Harrington, on up through Camden, right toward Dover. A little bit of busy activity, but no major jams from what we've seen right there. I'm Robin Bryson with Traffic Watch on Delaware 105.9.
Live local news and a CBS News update every hour on the hour throughout your busy day. We've got you covered every day. Delaware 105.9.
And we have you covered with the area's most accurate weather for all of southern Delaware.
Today, mostly sunny skies. It'll be a pleasant day with a high reaching 80. Clear tonight and a low of 61. For tomorrow, sunshine, high 82. And then clear skies again tomorrow evening, low 62. A partly sunny day on Thursday with a high of 81. Thursday night, clear skies and a low at 62. Friday looks good too, mostly sunny skies and a high at 80. I'm Steve Williams in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
All right, very nice. 60 degrees in Lewis and sunny, 61 in Rehoboth, 57 on the Circle in Georgetown. And I want to talk about selling your home here. You know, people are moving some houses. And the Oldfather Group can help you. This is Dustin Oldfather, Maria Oldfather, and their team. Really is a team. The Oldfather Group. They can help you sell your house. I'd call them, no problem, if I was going to sell my house. We've heard all the success stories from folks who've done really well with selling their home. A lot of people are concerned going into it. They don't want to leave money on the table. They don't want to be stuck with 2 mortgages and all that. And if you've listened to this show for any length of time, you know that it's rare for me to recommend a residential realtor, but I've been recommending Dustin and Maria Oldfather. They have a home selling system that's on a whole different level than the average agent. And with a no-risk cancellation guarantee, there really is no reason why you wouldn't want to sign up with them, because if you're not happy with the level of service they're giving you at any point in the process, you can cancel free and clear. But you're not going to want to fire them, because you're going to find out that they're selling homes for top dollar. The average agent sells about 8 homes a year. Dustin and Maria selling hundreds. The website is extraordinarydelawarerealestate.com. You got to write this out. extraordinarydelawarerealestate.com. It's The Old Father Group of Ocean Atlantic, Sotheby's International Realty. Call Dustin Oldfather at 302-296-6644. So what else makes them different? They'll have a program with a guarantee to sell your house. They'll sit down with you, establish a price and a deadline. If that deadline passes and your home isn't sold, they'll buy your home. Here's the number to call, 302-296-6644.
Where can you find the healthcare specialists with heart? You'll find them here at Atlantic General Hospital and our specialized health centers. Places like Atlantic General Endoscopy Center, where our board-certified physicians help prevent and diagnose cancer at its earliest stages. We've performed more than 20,000 procedures right here in our community. Our physicians and medical staff coordinate your care every step of the way. They're the healthcare specialists with heart, and you'll find them only here at the centers of care that care. Atlantic General Hospital.
Eye Care of Delaware is committed to making the treatment of cataracts a simple, quick procedure without disruption to your life. That's why they now offer same-day surgery with their new exclusive dropless cataract surgery. This new procedure eliminates the need for annoying drops before and after surgery. Eye Care of Delaware takes care of the drops needed during the procedure. It's fast and easy and allows the patient to focus on healing and improved vision. Exclusive dropless cataract surgery. Just another way Eye Care of Delaware makes bladeless laser-assisted cataract surgery easy for you. And remember, same-day surgery is now available. You won't believe how much better your vision can be. When it comes to your eyes, experience matters. To schedule same-day surgery, contact Eye Care of Delaware, Route 4, Newark. Call 302-454-8800 or visit eyecareofdelaware.com today.
Join state and local government officials as well as business and education leaders September 22nd at the 7th Annual Kent County Economic Summit on the Delaware Tech Terry campus in Dover. A partnership between Delaware Tech and the Central Delaware Business and Entrepreneurship Consortium. The summit brings together nearly 300 individuals who share the common goal of improving the economic conditions and quality of life in Kent County. The keynote address will be presented by Lisa Flowers, founder and CEO of Flowers Media Matters. Additional presentations will provide insight into the state of the current economy, as well as updates on projects and proposals geared toward improving the economic picture for businesses both large and small. The cost is $30 and includes breakfast and lunch. To register, sponsor, or exhibit, call 302-857-1400 or visit dtcc.edu/economic summit. Don't miss the 7th Annual Kent County Economic Summit on the Delaware Tech Terry campus in Dover.
Come take advantage of the Sunfest savings at Berlin Chevy. Take $12,000 off with any trade on select new 2015 Chevy Silverados in stock. Colorado, Tahoe, Suburban, Impalas, Malibus, Cruises, even the 2015 Silverado 2500 HD. Take $12,000 off. Have a job clearing $350 a week? Berlin Chevy wants to approve you for the credit you deserve. 2015 Chevy Cruze, just $167 per month lease. Plus, we'll take any trade, even if you still owe thousands on it. Take $12,000 off with any trade on select new 2015 Chevy Silverados in stock.
Remember, Jim wants to see you in the littlest, coolest town in America, Berlin, Maryland.
Berlin Chevy. Find new roads on Old Ocean City Boulevard, Berlin, Maryland.
Qualified buyers. Credit may affect terms. Balance of trade carried over to new loan. Discount based on MSRP of $58,650 with $8,798 factory rebates to dealer and $3,202 dealer discount. Stock number 3725. Cruise 36 month, 10,000 mile per year lease. No security deposit. Plus tax tag dealer processing. Offers not in combination.
All right, contractors, painters, electricians, plumbers, anybody, if you work in an old house, you disturb lead paint, you could be fined tens of thousands of dollars if you're not lead paint certified, according now to the Delaware law. And Division of Public Health has full-page ads warning you of this and encouraging you to get certified. Somebody looked it up. Steve D, thanks. He said he checked out the website. Which is another reason why I'm doing the topic, to let everybody know. I don't want anybody to get fined, you know. Whether you agree or disagree, I don't want anybody who's working for a living to get hit with some kind of crazy fine, especially since they're telling you on the website that they, want people to turn you in if you're doing work and you're not lead safe certified. I don't know if I like all the rat on your neighbor thing, but that's what they're asking you to do. Anyway, Steve D says he just checked out the website, and he saw the certification is $100 for 2 years. Seems reasonable and easy to get, but if public safety is the issue, why not just give us the materials and get free certification? I don't know. It's a great point. Why not? You could do an online test, put the material out there, have a test at the end, pass, fail, certified, not certified, right? It's a good point. If public safety, he says, if public safety is the issue, why not just give us the materials and get free certification? All right. Well, nothing is free. There's no free ride, Steve. Somebody's got to pay for the test. All right. So, Richard says, at least Delaware has a focus on the dangers of lead. Here in Camden, New Jersey, these fools ordered the demolition of 531 houses without concern of asbestos. Therefore, all properties had to be handled as a hot demo, costing thousands more than projected. Sends a link to a story about a contractor. Camden failed to account for asbestos in some sort of a demo project. All right. Last call this morning if you want to talk about the lead certification. Dave, Handyman Dave, did you know you had to get this certification?
No, I did not know it, and but it's nothing but a money deal. The people that are sending this paper information in the paper, working for the government, are evil-minded people. They want to take away from the people's earnings their livelihood. So
with the fines, you mean?
Yeah, with the fine, yeah.
Well, they're telling you, no, it's for your safety. You need to learn about lead because it's dangerous and you're protecting your own health and the health of your customers.
You know, they're not no more concerned about your health than the man in the moon. As a matter of fact, the 300 elite want to do away with about 3 billion people, so that's another way.
300 elite?
The environmentalists, I'm sorry. I was on a job here a few weeks ago, or several months ago, up north, and someone wanted me to do the church doors. And, of course, the church is old, and we got back with them, told them we didn't want to do it because of all the lead paint on it.
I see.
I was going to have to do a lot of sanding to get the doors looking good again.
Right, and that would be disturbing more than 3 feet, and you're not lead paint certified.
Yes, lead paint is very dangerous. Asbestos is bad for you. Even insulation's bad for you. If you breathe the particles, you get up in an attic, and that stuff will choke you up.
Right, but you know that, so you didn't do the job. What about people that would have just taken the job?
Well, if they took it, that would be at their own risk, but they need to be more educated of what that lead paint can do to you. I've known about lead paint for many years. I'm a painter also since 1958.
Right on. Hey, Dave, thanks for your thoughts.
Thank you.
Local news first on Delaware 105.9.
Delaware 105.9 News Time, 7:59. Good morning, everyone. I'm Kelly Steele from the Weather Center. The sun is up. It's gorgeous outside. Going to see the sun all day long today. Pleasant conditions to go along with it, a high of 80 degrees. A two-vehicle crash in Laurel leaves 2 Laurel men dead. Another man from Millsboro injured. Delaware State Police say the accident happened around 8:30 last night on Route 24, just west of Justice Farm Road, as 56-year-old Ronald Barty was eastbound on 24 in his Mazda CX-5, and 55-year-old Edward Spicer was driving his Nissan Stanza westbound on 24. The two vehicles collided head-on last night. Governor Jack Markell leading a trade mission to Germany today. That's in hopes of drumming up some business for Delaware. The governor plans to meet business and government leaders in Munich and Berlin on the trip, which is his first trade mission since a visit to Israel some 2 years ago. From the first town in the first state, this is WXDE Lewis.
Delaware 105.9.
It's 8 o'clock.
CBS News, I'm Frank Sedapani. The wildfire that's devastating.